tayo, live na natin. Yo, live na natin to. Here we go. Sound check. Testing mic. Alright. I think we're live. Sound check, hey. Sound check, hey. Sound check. Yes, guys. Ay, maganda lang tayo dito. Post na natin to. Obo pa, sorry. Let's go. Let's go. Alright. Live.
For basically tying almost all their series, and SPG, a team like Boom, if you would imagine that the series in the group stages were 3-game series, Boom might have just been on top of the group, right?
I imagine they would have done a little bit better. I think this is a team that kind of one of those.
Pagyan natin ang audience.
They have more an idea. They're just very fast. I think Bushi is very good at understanding what his team struggles against. And then not necessarily the best at going in game one and just, oh, this is what's going to blow this team away. So I would tend to lean that way. And at the same time, though, OG no slouches in terms of learning and progressing over a tournament historically. They have some very capable coaches and leaders behind these young kids. So they lost a couple members, but they gained a couple of rings.
Yep, and they also gained a little bit of speed, I want to say, across the
Bad
game.
face.
They've been playing a little bit more with the old OG flair in terms of tempo and maybe also in terms of chaos within the game.
I mean, changing your captain does do that.
Let's go.
I'm pretty sure that they'll still have some great ideas.
Okay, game one of playoffs.
Sometimes, you know, if you're used to something and then you change it last minute, it might affect you. But let's look at the first bands. Trade Protector and Brewmaster. They are respected.
Let's go.
Brewmaster, not just this tournament, but throughout the DPC as well.
Yes, sir.
He's been pretty impressive.
We don't have any audio.
Anyone that comes to mind, I don't think that matchup's that unplayable.
Both of the teams seemingly having a lot of respect bans in general. It's not your typical standard bans that we see coming out with also the Taiga Enigma and the Amar Razor being banned.
Hey
I
guys.
we're here as well. So.
Yeah, there's
But I
still
know
signs
perfect
of
style.
people looking into Storm Spirit because he's not banned out. We've seen a couple of good combinations with him. Either Pugna Storm or Coddle Storm. I think the Pugna Storm might be even the best one.
There you go.
Right now, looking for, but you're getting into this monkey game right off the bat. The biggest one that comes to mind, maybe OG preemptively shutting down a March. Razor gets banned, Indigo gets banned, lane pullback. What is OG going to throw in that off lane? The rest of Mars heroes suffer versus monkey game.
Yeah, I mean, OG, they did lose yesterday against DSM FTX, the exact same matchup. Mar did play Timber in the Monkey King, and
Wala audio kanina.
it never felt like, you know, that Mar that comes online quickly and
He did come back though. His lane was really rough, but then at some point in that early mid, he came back. He was highest net worth, and then they lost after that.
the silencer effect, the position 5 silencer.
You think they'll ban it?
They don't
Probably
run
not.
on still.
Not sure. I don't remember who played the silencer. I mean, that was also the first
Silencer of the tournament, 100% win rate on the hero.
Yeah. Sounds like a great pick to me. Stats don't lie, right? We do have the Shaker ban. That's what they paired up yesterday with the Timber.
That Shaker did not look good. I don't know if
Did
that
not.
was the silencer effect or something else, but
It was a hard Shaker game.
Yeah.
He's
it
playing
was
into
very difficult.
Silencer to counter his initiation. He's playing into Night Stalker, which just has free reign on the back line. Let's not rule this hero out yet. You know, I still have some faith left in him. Not a lot, but a little, and it's
That
another
was
way to
also the
enable.
first Shaker of the tournament, and
Yeah.
didn't look good. Probably
0% win rate.
Probably gonna
win rate.
stay that way. They do ban out Nyx Assassin. I'd say one of the better heroes against the Timbersaw overall, just to being able to set things up, and also against the Pugna, very easy to also jump the back lines, have the mana burn. They might be going for that Storm Spirit one more time, like banning out the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage did become a bit more popular these days because heroes like Pugna, Coddle, Io, like they have been very, very effective in this current meta, and having a huge
Hey,
mana
sound
pool,
check,
and
sound
then
check.
you have like no stun, so you
Definitely a very
yourself
nice
in a tough
Nyx meta
spot.
overall. Just a question of people believe in the hero enough. And I wouldn't be surprised for Boom to end up in some sphere where it's something like Grim Bat Rider or something along these lines in the second phase that I think OG has to keep in mind. I think we've been seeing this bat go up in priority.
Oh yeah, and especially South American teams playing it on the off lane. I thought that's not doable, but been
looked
proven
decent.
wrong. It looks good, not just decent. It looks really great.
He chooses to ban the Grim instead.
Is OG trying to bait the Storm ban? I feel like this is OG telegraphing, hey, Nyx Assassin, Anti-Mage Bane, we're gonna pick Storm, but I feel like it's a bit of a pink elephant in the room. Both teams are very much aware that the hero is still in the pool, and I don't know, I feel like someone's gonna bait someone.
I mean, there's definitely some mid-mind games going on because OG has also played this Puck, which traditionally has been a pretty decent Storm counter this patch. So it could be one of these things. They are going to leave all these mids in the pool and then try and bait out some sort of interaction between what Boom commits to and what they want in response. At the same time, we've seen people just jam this Storm Spirit Pugna into whatever and not care.
Yeah.
So it definitely could just be setting up for it. If you don't take it, we will. And if you do take it, we have a response. I do think Boom wants some sort of jump initiator here, someone who can start on the backline Pugna or lock down this Timbersaw into the Monkey Snapfire damage. So these Spirit heroes on mid, I think, are pretty decent priority for both teams.
For sure. Looking at the offlaners that are left in the pool for Boom Esports, there is still Mars. There's a little bit of anti-synergy with the Monkey King. Got to be careful about it. But I'd say FBZ has been really on point. Or if they want to go like the also instant stun with the Dragon Knight, then yeah, they do ban out the Puck that you mentioned. I mean, this is definitely like Storm or like Void Spirit, one of these two. Might be even the third Spirit, but yeah, they are setting things up for it. Most likely going to be Storm Spirit.
The thing is, it can get taken too, right?
Yes.
Like, they don't have the priority, so...
Boom can just ban out Void Spirit now, pick up Storm themselves, or vice versa.
And what is your response out of... It's like Ember or Invoker or something?
It must be something like that, because OG is smart as well.
Yeah,
they know
pretty sure both
like they
teams
have
know
something
it's coming.
prepared. Yes.
Oh, of course.
So the
Just-
Storm will still be banned.
And yeah,
Alright, so they do
go
ban
with
the Storm,
Mars.
go Mars. I think they could have taken Storm there. There's some interactions between Storm and Pugna that can be a bit hard. He's a strong save
Maybe they
hero.
think this Snapfire, this is gonna be mid in their heads already, most likely. So they didn't want another mid laner.
Seb Wind Ranger.
Well, you're saying that. So far, every time Wind Ranger was picked, it was Seb. But every time Pugna was picked, it was also Seb.
Well, he can play multiple heroes.
Sure, but
won
what, like,
multiple TIs.
do you want to have Takakh play the Pugna? I kind of feel like he should be on something more active.
I think Taiga's one of these guys who will play anything. If they think it's good for the draft, they think it'll pan out in the game.
They could
He's
also
willing
like
to play like all these weird things, you know.
shift the priority. You have this just a lane thing, and then Seb gets the farm from position 4 Wind Ranger, because the hero does scale. Like, he did some amazing things with his shard once it's picked up. It's one of the better, I'd say one of the better shards that you can buy at 15-minute mark from what it does.
I agree. I mean, influence-wise and in terms of how much it changes the hero's impact, gives them a soft initiation tool or a way to just run up to people, gust them back. It's a very, very impactful shard, especially if you can get it that early on a hero that isn't really going to buy anything else anyway.
We've seen Boom get their hands on the Phoenix-Mars combination once more during the group stages, and they were able to crush that game. It was against T1.
A lot of team fight coming out from Boom.
Yeah.
Like, their sustain is also going to be pretty insane. Those 2 circles that we mentioned from Monkey King and Mars, and add Snapfire on top of that. Like, all these heroes, they do well with the CK and the illusions at every single stage of the game. I also like Snapfire as a response to Pugna, because what Pugna wants to do is just drain in the backlines. And he's very vulnerable to Snapfire ulti. Also, if he goes for the Cripify to try to save someone, extra damage from that is pretty nuts.
There's a huge amount of magical bursts that can come out here. Not a huge fan of the CK pick, actually. I feel like the strength of heroes, you take him early, you force the responses, and then you can help him deal with him. When you take him later down the line here, already into what is kind of been telegraphed as this Monkey King carry. I think Monkey King carry is one of the few carries who can help you play this matchup the later the game goes. And then on top of that, they just have huge AoE from all through their heroes. This Phoenix is another classic SEA counter pick to these illusion heroes that they'll even play it offlane sometimes. It's not going to be offlane here, but they have a huge amount of confidence in this hero to be able to pick up the AoE magic department in that mid game. This is not the easiest CK game for him to just go in and start
really
shredding
rough.
people. Yeah, so...
And also, it's a very good Phoenix game. Like, they don't have the egg hitters. It's a pretty free Phoenix game. They also have Mars to be able to protect as well.
Is it
Cookie,
something they
Boundless
can
Strike.
solve with the last pick?
I'm not sure. What they're looking for is probably going to be the mid laner.
Yeah.
A lot of these mid laners are banned out. Lina, I would say, is the one that can deal with the egg and give them a little bit of like scaling potential. She does come online, especially with the new build, the like Soul Ring BKB. So you come online, you're ready to fight early on, skipping Boots of Travel.
We still have the Pango and the Ember Spirit still in the pool, as well as some other heroes that BZM has played this tournament. He's played quite a bit of different heroes, though.
I would lean towards the range damage dealer like Queen, maybe even Queen of Pain could come out here. I know people do not have faith in that hero, but they're just going to go Ember. And it's definitely decent for their draft. Wind Ranger, Pugna, even Timber really need this setup here. And it's one of the things I always watch this OG team is where are they going to get the initiators and on who are they on? Because typically Amar is on a high damage dealer, not one of these traditional stunners. So it falls to Yuragi and BZM to pick up the slack. It's also why this Wind Ranger support is so good for them, I think. It's one of the few heroes Seb can just go in and set stuff up for all his cores to output the damage.
Yeah, I think they're looking for like a bit more lockdown. I think Shaman is really good just because of the matchup on the mid lane. Snapfire against the Ember Spirit. Snapfire does love to play into that. And they don't have this like instant catch. Yeah, you have Boundless Strike, Cookie, Spear. These are not reliable stuns.
What if they just cheese them like Necro or something?
Into
a lot of flex
Pugna?
still possible.
I mean, it's a Pugna support. You know, he can't do everything nowadays.
I mean, it's Pugna, one of the highest win rate heroes throughout the tournament. I think I said 30 games, if I'm not mistaken, with over 60% win rate.
That's quite high.
66, 30 games exactly.
Yep. There's the Void Spirit. They'll go for the standard one.
So we were thinking they were going to do these spirits in the second phase, but they end up going all the way late. So many mids get banned. It's the classic Void Ember trade. Traditionally was slightly more Ember favored, but I think it shifted a little bit. And again, this Boom draft is super well rounded. You have multiple initiators, a huge amount of team fight, AoE, percentage-based scale. I feel like OG has to execute pretty well to win these fights if all things are even.
I think Pugna is not going to have a good time in this game. There's so many heroes that just deal well with him. And they also didn't address the egg issue. Like, none of these heroes, this was the last pick, Ember Spirit, and none of these heroes are going to sit in the middle of the fight and try to hit the egg. I'm going to say I'm heavily favoring Boom's lineup here.
Well,
no faith in the Seb shackles, huh?
He's been really impressive.
The shackles of destiny.
I mean, they can still play around it. If Amar pops off, what is he playing into?
Amar
Monkey
is
Snap.
going to play into Monkey King.
Doesn't sound as easy. But there's always like lane shenanigans that you can do. But this monkey, like Jackie, as we talked about, he's been pretty solid. Like not too many mistakes being made by him throughout the tournament, and yeah, I'm putting a lot of faith in him.
All right.
To me, this will be a tough test of just how powerful CK is, because I don't think CK should be able to do as much in this position as a lot of those other games. High execution game from OG. It's what they're known for, though.
It is what they're known for sure. But it looks like Boom got a little bit of the upper hand in the draft of this first game. Let's find out how it plays out with OD Pixel and Fogged. Thank you very much, Stephen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to OG versus Boom Esports. Fogged, we've heard from the panels for their opinions. It kind of sort of sounds like they feel like with OG, a lot of it's going to be down to the execution. Boom, overall, their draft, their lineup, it's just got that solid, easy to rely on team fight.
Yeah.
It's a scary draft from Boom.
Yeah, they got super comfortable heroes. It feels like the CK is very addressed, even when it was already picked up. But the one thing that OG does have is a fast-paced lineup that isn't really cooldown reliant that I can see. Boom, they've double down, triple down, quadruple down on team fight.
I mean,
while OG's about early aggression and trying to take advantage of those cooldowns in a way. But I do think it looks like a pretty uphill battle, especially for that CK. But we shall see.
And what do you sort of think of both teams' final picks? You know, the spirits that we've ended up on either side in the mid lane.
Lately, Void Spirit's been doing really well. He's kind of on the rise in this tournament. Ember, I feel like I've been seeing less and less of him, but it's BZM. He's very comfortable on the hero, and it does match exactly what they wanted to play with, that really fast-paced. It's definitely a good hero that they need to be able to address and go into the backlines. Get on top of this snap, get on top of the Phoenix before they get their ultimates off, especially that egg. But that's another thing, right? They don't have an egg hitter because of this. You know, I know Panel was talking about the lean-up potential that could have come out if they wanted to address that, but they went for a different style. They went for Ember instead.
Absolutely, yeah. Tims could have some huge impacts with the Supernova in these team fights, and that's the thing, as you say, it's the whole sort of show that they're going to be able to bring around that Phoenix Ultimate when it comes to 5-on-5s. That OG, they've got to be super prepared for. If they get caught in an arena and a stun, the heroes are going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I think SVG rounded it up at the end there almost perfectly. Kind of what I wanted to touch on is this will be the task of how kind of OP CK really is, right? Yeah. They picked it into some heroes that we've seen picked as a counter versus it. The Monkey King carry, we've seen a couple teams doing it. You got this Battle Fury Ags, you'll be able to match the farm and scale versus that CK in later stages. And even into something like, these Phoenixes. The percent damage was picked afterwards, but yeah, I think they saw this all coming. So yeah, we'll see.
We'll see there with the bounty runes. Boom, they'll be able to get the favorable start. They'll take 3 of the 4 bounties as they turn up to the lanes.
Mid lane, under the tower. That's a fun matchup. Just BZM versus Yopaj. 2 kind of even matchup heroes as well, too, as SPG was saying. The Ember in the past maybe had a slight advantage, but I feel like this one's always been just a skill matchup for me.
Yeah, it's going to be very...
Yopaj is level 2 already, and he's already getting a lot of pressure onto BZM, so it's pretty significant.
There's a lot of damage. BZM, of course, he's got that first set of tangos and verifiers, so it should be okay. But it's going to be exciting to see both of these mids, what sort of impact they'll have on the game. Both BZM and Yopaj have had some pretty insane games here so far at the Major.
Yeah, I'm watching, kind of just seeing how these early laning things start out, just to see if OG is able to get ahead in the lane in particular in this game. I feel like that's something they are definitely looking for, because otherwise, you know, playing with that lack of actual ultimates, and you're playing into versus Boom's lineup, I feel like it could be really painful if they are playing from behind, fighting around those early towers. Scamby gets a good early D-ward. We'll have a bit of a level advantage up top now versus Seb, since he gets that obs.
I mean, and what do you sort of make of the Timber Monkey King sort of situation when you've got them in the lane? Because clearly it was something that OG, they didn't care about, right?
Yeah.
They're still more than happy to pick the Timber for this matchup.
I mean, Amar is definitely comfortable playing into the matchup, but I think that Jackie's not upset by any means. It's not like you're going to get pressured as a Monkey King in laning phase by any means, and you will have that scaling potential. And this is their style. Boom, they really like playing this more like this carry that can get more involved early. Even if he's going to go for this Battle Fury build, we've seen Jackie in this tournament. He is so active.
Absolutely, he'll be turning up with half a Battle Fury done.
Exactly.
Now, if he sees the opportunity to get involved and get some action going, he's not going to hesitate in joining the rest of the boys. Bottom lane Tiger. It's going to tick down pretty low here.
Should be fine. He's got the fairy in the stick. does have a salve as well. Tims, I think he used his salve onto FBZ before. He's got a set of tangos coming, though. How's our regen looking? Everybody pretty lackluster on regen down here. A lot of trades going on.
Yeah, Tiger will be getting some more out. Trying to step up towards the two of them. They'll lead him with the Rift on FBZ.
That minus armor. The Rift just really always coming into play. -4. Pugna's right clicks really do add up, and it's like they don't want to turn and go because the Pugna ward is down too. Every spell you use does hit you back harder than you hit them. It's pretty crazy. I think that's something that a lot of people overlook early on, especially the Nether Ward base damage. Like 50 base damage plus that spell cost, you actually literally do more damage to yourself every time you cast a spell. So, as we see most of the time, Pugna, highest damage in the game just from Pugna Ward.
Over in the mid. 16
Dead
2.
even.
It's literally dead even. Yeah, no, that's how close it gets here between BZM and Yopaj when they're on their spirits.
Scam really putting it to Seb in this laning phase. He's just bullying him. I think it is pretty significant that he got the D ward too, because he had that level 2 over Seb. He's always able to win that trade. And then it puts a 1v1 of Amar versus Jackie, where you see Jackie now pulling ahead in denies, especially since he's got that Jingo to work with versus a Timber. Amar's still getting his farm though. It's not like he's getting pushed out.
See a bit more focused around the mid area. 4 minutes.
First Taiga. He's thinking about it.
I mean, Tims wants to dive.
If he hits that spirit, it's a kill. Seb? Ooh. Tried to refill the bottle, but I think he made a mistake. I think he messed up. Did he pass it over too quickly?
I was going to say, I'm seeing an empty bottle here on my screen.
I think he passed it before
Tiger
it ended up getting the regen. Oh.
There's first blood, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom lane, Tiger and Tim, they've really been going at it with each other. But at the end of it all, Tiger will be the victor for now.
330 movement speed. You know, the Phoenix, he got the dive in, but when you look at Phoenix, 280 move speed. Oh, Tiger was able to get in range quite easily. Now we'll see the TP mid. Since Tims did die, he's going to look to refill Yopaj's bottle. I mean, and he will actually refill it.
Well, this is the thing, right? Because of that situation with BZM.
He has to go to base.
He's got to walk back to base.
Yeah, that's a bit painful.
That actually hurts there. So, I mean, what you said, what do you reckon happened? Just the pass over was happening too slow after the TP in?
I think he waited. I think he passed it to the mid laner too fast. So what happens if you TP from base and they pass you the bottle, you have to give it a second so that it fills because you still have that fountain on you. I think he gave it to the Ember before that it actually refilled on top of him. So it happens. At least that's what I think I saw.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those rare situations where being really good at the game and really fast with your actions can actually work against you. Yeah. You know, if Seb was a few thousand MMR lower, he probably would have been able to fill that bottle with sort of the boomer reactions that people like me have.
Yopaj is 6 now too, so trying to take advantage of this. They're glyphing the wave, going for the kill on BZM.
They're going to see if they get the setup here. Remnant into the cookie, but BZM, sleight of fist dodge. To simulate damage, not enough to bring down BZM. TP's are coming in. Yopaj and Scam, they've got to back off. Seb, few right clicks, he needs another. Whoa, the pulse sits up in time. Protecting him for those final few right clicks. Tiger tries to reach in to get that last hit off BZM. He'll still get the job done. Jumps in with the remnants. OG, they get the kill on Yopaj.
3v3 in the mid lane. Right around this power rune too. Who's going to get it? It's going to spawn top. BZM comes out ahead now after all this. Crazy how that ends up happening when they go for the aggressive play and Boom can't actually finish him off.
Easy courier here for Jackie. I mean, there's definitely got to be some sort of concern here for OG. The fact that there is this Monkey King in the safe lane getting perfect farm. You know, Jackie, he's going to be on track to have an insane Battle Fury timing this game if they don't start putting some pressure on towards him.
They can, though. Amar almost level 6. That's when they can definitely look to go for this bottom. Tims.
He finally gets his revenge. But he should die for this one, Uragi. Ooh.
He's got a rift.
Whoop. Tims making him work for it. But he still goes down. Uragi also used the courier to tease around with the Phoenix.
Now they're trying to look to actually set up for Amar. Jackie, level 3 Jingu.
I mean, I don't know if he's having damage to the tip. Oh, turn for Seb instead. Easy boundless strike there for Jackie. Sets up for Scam to jump in.
A big
slam
hit.
Down here on the head of Seb. Takes him out.
Coming out slightly ahead in the lanes as I think we expected a bit here for Boom with the way that they set up, especially that Monkey King versus the Timber. Bottom, though. I'm
going to try and make a bit of a move onto FBZ, but Tims, he's around. So Uragi and Tiger can't go as aggressive as they'd hoped for. Also,
Yopaj is here.
Yopaj is ready to dive. They've got the arena down, trapping Uragi. They've got the spear connection as well into the Remnant. There's nowhere for the CK to go as he's completely controlled by Boom.
And it's a really good rotation. They still have the catapult alive. So this is going to put pressure onto this bottom tower. They also have Scam soaking mid. This is an excellent move from Boom right now. How's OG going to respond?
Seb continues to sit top to try and harass Jackie's Monkey King, but as I say, Jackie, he doesn't care at all.
I don't know if they can defend this. I mean, they're pinging it at the moment, but Amar is kind of low on resources. They might have to bring the Ember and the CK. Let's see. CK's coming down. Starting to de-push a little bit with Taiga. Okay, they'll be able to push him away.
And back over in the mid.
Scam.
BZM was trying to take Skem out, but Yopaj, he's got Skem covered. The Slider Fist won't quite catch Skem. Even if it did, there was only this second level, so it wouldn't have killed him. And a good move from Yopaj, keeping his support safe.
He moved back mid very quickly, making sure that he gets the power rune instead of continuing to play around bottom. I should think I like that move quite a lot. They could have maybe fully pushed and taken the tier 1 bottom, but I think he really wanted to make sure that Scam doesn't die and that he takes over the mid. Cool move.
Have a mark. He's pinging the top tier 1. He's back to being on his own up here though. He's hit the 6. He wants to get aggressive onto Jackie, but Skem's here to help Jackie out. Amar, he can't do this on his own.
Only has the 2 points in the reactive right now too. Did go for the 3 points in Timber Chain just to be able to get away from the Monkey King easier. Does make him a bit squishier. They are starting to ping him. It looks like Jackie wants to maybe set up for this.
And he's going to have the backup of Seb, Amar.
BZM's starting to steal some stacks, but he spotted Yopaj. Seems to know this is up. 3v3 up top again now.
So who's going to commit first? Yeah, BZM. He's going to opt out of this area.
And they will finish off that bottom tower in the meantime. FBZ.
Yopaj clearing the stacks, finding himself a nice Fairy's Trinket. Still ready to hover around this top area, Scam.
Oh.
Some help there from the Centaur.
That may have maybe saved his life, potentially.
Nice. It's going to allow him to live long enough to get the cookie off. The power shot missed, so Scam is able to walk away.
A shackle.
Seb, he's in with a shackle. They're going to try and burst through Jackie. Get the Wukong's command off. The Jingu Mastery comes from him, and he cannot lifesteal enough against these 3 as they bring down the Monkey King finally.
Great rotation coming in. BZM just sneaking up there. I don't think they expected it. Playing pretty risky, right? The execution at its finest, as I think SPG was saying. Like, execution is going to be a big thing to watch for OG when it feels like they are playing into this really tough draft.
Yeah, they needed that kill. They had to try and slow down Jackie somehow, as he was having such a free start in that top lane.
And they're starting out to get their own tower damage, which can be pretty significant this game because they are a bit lacking on that tower damage. They do have Pugna, but as we've said multiple times now, you know, that 5 Pugna is very different.
See Jackie. He's going to look for the setup here. Boundless trains the pullback of the Remnant. They catch BZM.
What a chain stun.
A very quick jump there from Boom that BZM, he just was not ready for at all.
FBZ's getting the time of his life in the bottom lane now. The Mars uncontested. Gonna have a very early Blink Dagger. Also Phase Boots finished up. Top of the board.
And a brilliant game for the Mars, you know, as I mentioned with the draft. He gets in with these Blink Arenas, and the team fight is going to be incredibly difficult for OG to fight back against. In the mid.
Taiga.
Getting aggressive on Taiga, but not enough burst, and Seb's in with the TP, so Yopaj has to fall back. Same to be said here for Tims. He's already used the dive, though. Doesn't matter, he can still walk out of this, and TPs are coming in.
The pesky Nether Ward. They can't forget about that damage reduction.
FBZ's maybe seeing if he can get an arena opportunity here. The Remnant is going to grab the Pugna. They get the pull back, and straight away with the burst, FBZ can take down Taiga. As waltzes in, drops down an arena, takes the kill, and walks out.
Continuing to play very aggressive on the side of Boom, but not really pulling too much ahead, though. It's still very even game.
We'll see BZM. He's trying to get FBZ in return. Skem's got him covered, feeds him a cookie, and he's on his way out to safety.
Rallying the forces around the tower. OG making sure they do not lose that one here. Now we're seeing some stacks going on. I believe also OG stacking their own. Ancients now tripled.
Oh, good rune here for BZM. DD for the next fight.
That could be a game changer.
Is one of those explosive ones in particular for an Ember Spirit.
I think that they're trying to go for this play bottom, but it's under vision. OG sees it coming. BZM, as we said, DD's in the bottle.
Seb's going to get jumped upon. Let's see what BZM can do with the DD. He's already lost Seb. There's the slight fist hits coming in hard. And FBC tries to run, but enough mana's there for BZM to jump in with a Remnant and take the kill on the Mars.
That's a lot of gold.
Back over in the mid, Tiger. And he's met a bit of a nasty surprise here, trying to stand his ground against Jackie. And it's not going to happen, especially when the backup Tims is right by the Monkey King. Down bottom, BZM, he's still trying for Yopaj.
I love this battle.
But Yopaj, he's got backup, Skems in with the cookie. They've got the Remnant. BZM gets baited in by Yopaj. And CP in, and boom. It's just sort of these little interactions, these sort of responses and support moves that in those sort of situations where OG's cores are going for the kills, they're getting outplayed by the reaction of Boom.
Scam is so high level now. Level 8 on the 5-position Snapfire after some of these kills.
And I feel we're 13 minutes in, but Scam I've sort of lost count at the times that he's actually been able to catch BZM with these cookie plays. These cookies, and he's always on top of the Ember Spirit.
BZM has to watch how hard he overplays his hand there. Just getting chain stunned a few times now that we've seen. And this, I think it's pretty impactful that this Snapfire is having such a good game so early on in the levels. A 5-position Snap in this game versus the Pugna Ward. If he gets levels, he'll have little Strider to do with it. He has the Kisses that's going to be really good versus the CK as well as that Timber saw early on. They're going to get aggressive with this. I think this is the right move.
Yeah, they've got the ultimates. This is, the combo. We've seen sort of kills here and there, yet to have a fully fledged team fight now. It's absolutely time for Boom to look to bring it towards OG. Ooh, that was close there. Don't quite get in with the Remnants, so BZM's going to be okay. In fact, maybe looking at going back in on this.
The Pugna Ward is down.
OG's going to try and lead in towards FBZ. FBZ trying to stand his ground, but Amar's got the control. Quick cookie to the side to try and break FBZ away from the team. He turns, gets the spear off. They have the kisses as well. Amar, he's in trouble. Locked down by the Valley Strike. They get the catch on Seb as well. Seb cannot run from this. Yopaj finishes him off with his Assimilate. Boom. They went looking for a fight. OG, they see them coming. And then they sort of decide that maybe we can take this back ourselves. They run back at Boom, but it all ends up working out for Boom perfectly.
The second that Boom gets out of range of that Nether Ward, they commit for the fight. Like, look at this. OG, I think they overextend just a tiny bit, and Boom's like, guys, we have like 5 different team fight heroes. Look at their draft. We can just full commit onto this Timber. There's nothing that OG can do to respond.
And again, Scam, great Snapfire play. As soon as he realizes the turnaround is going to be happening, he gets those kisses going. He knows the team's going to have to lock down.
OG just has to be very careful about how they play versus this teamfight lineup. They have to play around the Nether Ward. If they distance themselves from Nether Ward, Boom will just take the fight on top of it.
I'll see immediately Boom continue to keep the pressure up. The 3 of them smoked up and ready to go. They're looking for Yuragi.
It's an Arcane Rune too.
See if they can burst through this CK. Got the setup to start things off. Remnant into the cookie, keeping him locked down and no chance of turning with a stun or anything.
Tackle.
See the jump for BZM. The Supernova's out. They've got to be a little careful because they're not going to be able to take down the egg here, OG. Yopaj, he's able to run. The Supernova's done. Holds the back. Scam finally gets taken out by the Sleight of Fist. So OG, they find something in return there. They take out Scam. He's a valuable kill, but still not quite the core maybe that they would have hoped to get in return for losing their carry.
They're going for more. Yopaj, he's still hanging around.
Seb, he's been found. The setup, yours. Another Remnant, Seb. And he's going to get speared to the tree. No chance for him. As Jackie claims the kill, an easy boundless strike from the side. The carry's happy.
This game is constant aggression. 16 minutes in, 19 kills already.
I mean,
Jaron.
See around the river that FBZ's going to try and grab it here. OG will try and punish him for this, but the arena's down. Yuragi, once again in a dangerous spot. Put the Phantasm, turns to FBZ, pulls him back with the boundless. The kisses again. Skeb immediately ready with the follow-up ultimate. As Yuragi dies at the front of the fight.
They just can layer their spells so often. They have so much team fight that we see like an egg up top. They commit 2 different team fight spells, and then they have another 2 or 3 team fight spells for this bottom fight.
The ultimates are just deadly here from Boom.
Especially onto Yuragi. That's twice now back-to-back that he gets brought down. As we said, it can definitely look to be a tough CK game. He's top of the farm, but seeing him now twice back-to-back, not easy for him to commit into a fight.
And just the speed and realization from Boom when they can turn and commit back with the ult. You see Scam gets into position, and as soon as he knows that Jackie's got the stun to go, the kisses are coming in, and Yuragi doesn't stand a chance.
They're even hunting again, looking for Amar, but he distances himself. I thought Tims was going to get the shard right away. I actually was looking at the Phoenix. I was checking to see if in that fight, if he had it. Looks like he's going for a BKB early. Bit interesting. I thought he just would immediately rush shard on Phoenix this game because it's so good.
See what OG can get in the mid. They've got FBZ. Surely he's dead this time. Indeed he is. They'll be able to burst through the Mars. They'll look for more. They'll jump in towards Scam. Scam's away, OG, they'll settle for the tower. On top of taking down FBZ.
Again, 13-8, but still seeing OG. Even though we're talking about all these big team fight ults and everything, they're still keeping themselves up in the gold.
And once Shiragi has got his next item, really, when he has the BKB and the armlet, then of course these sort of team fight ultimates that have been threatening him up to this point, he won't need to worry about at all.
He'll still have to worry about Jackie, because he is pretty huge on this Monkey King, also finding Brigand's Blade. The Battle Fury's done, so his speed of farm is going to increase that much faster than the CK now at this point. And going straight for BKB, so wanting to just completely commit into the fight.
I mean, he wants to fight.
Yeah, it's not about greed, as we said. Jackie, he did have, I think he had the XQ for a second, but no, he wants to fight.
Yeah, both teams want to fight. This game, it's very clear to see 8-13, 18 minutes in, less than 1k gold in it at the moment.
Another power rune for Yopaj, a haste.
He's going to try and tickle Seb here in the mid.
Just clearing out the wave. Scam, he's spotted in the back lines.
They're going to try and jump him. See if they can get rid of the snap fire. They'll catch him. A great catch here for OG. We've seen how much of a nuisance Scam's been in these drawn-out team fights. They can get rid of the snap fire. They know that they can try and push, get aggressive, maybe look for something else. And here we have it. Smoke up straight away. There's no threat of the kisses. They want to look for a team fight, OG.
Boom prepared on this high ground.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Swinging FBZ over too. It seems like they know this is coming. 4 seconds till Scam.
Dire's middle tower.
Boom indeed, making sure they're not quite caught here whilst they're down 4 versus 5. Scam's back in play.
They don't want to... I mean, they were set up in that area if they got, like, them walking into them up to the high ground, but fighting in that area right now doesn't really gain them much. So I think that backing up, finishing up these items, in particular Jackie's BKB, is the right call. That's very close to it. 300 gold till BKB's done on him. And it's going to be pretty similar timing. Yeah, him and Yoragi.
Now the Boom's got the full team back in. They're ready to collapse once more towards this mid lane. OG, they're prepared. You know, they're fully aware of exactly how Boom's trying to play.
Got to be careful how far they overcommit to. Do see that Seb, he's got the Gale Force. Just want to point out they got Philosopher's Stone on Seb. Also on the other side, Boom, they do have Philosopher's Stone. So these 4 positions, we will see them continue to grow during these passive moments. Playing around power runes continuously. Boom. Immediately dashing toward bottom. It's not the best one. They do have vision of Jackie right now farming in the jungle on the side of OG. And we'll catch a scan on bottom. Both teams just reading the plays.
And they've calmed things down. They're avoiding one another. And really is sort of just this period where, as you say, they're waiting for that next round of big items for their cause.
They both do have the BKB though, so I think both teams could look for the engagement here.
You see, he's got the catch. The Gale is going to start blowing Boom back towards their side of the river, so it's hard to follow up on that and go for Tiger.
The Nether Ward got placed. I think they try to kill him before it gets placed, but boom, it gets dropped down and they have to back away. Can't fight into that. And we do see, of course, looking at the Pugna, a very traditional build that I think we're getting used to seeing. The damage reduction, the Wraith Pact. Taiga is rushing it on this Pugna. So yeah, they'll have Pugna Vlad, something that we're getting used to seeing. It's something that's kind of strange, but makes a lot of sense. This damage reduction feels like it is going to be something that could counteract that, right? We are talking so much about how the CK, he's countered by all these big spells, the percent damage and everything that Boom has gone for. This could just be what actually turns the tide to allow that CK to fight through it all.
Absolutely, especially when you add sort of the pipe as well into the equation that Seb's going to try and build up for the team.
Oh, pipe? Okay, cool. That's a bit interesting.
So you're sort of just on top of that, or you're blocking damage, you're reducing damage for the team, for your CK. Make it a little bit harder for Boom to blow up the heroes in the explosive team fight combo they have.
I've seen Scam get a ton of D-wards this game too, but I've still seen that OG has had good vision, which is a bit surprising, even though I've seen so many of them done. Power shot to Scout, Seb. He seems to know something's up.
Piece continuing here.
It does.
Jackie. BKB done and towards the Ags next. Of Well, same for Yuragi. BKB complete, and he's looking for that Blink Dagger.
Ah, and a cool one. He's adapting a little bit. We've seen the Bloodthorn build in the past a couple times on CK. He's got the Mage Slayer done. So since he's playing into Void Spirit, and again, damage manipulation,
I mean,
right? Just keep reducing the damage somehow. We're gonna have a Wraith Pack, a Pugna Ward, a Mage Slayer. I mean, somebody do the maths on that. Once you've added it all together, it's still the numbers sort of imply that Boom's just going to be hurting themselves with their spells. It's going to be turned around that much with all these reductions coming into play. It's going to be pretty impactful versus the Void Spirit. I think it's going to be tough, at least for him to get it ever onto like a Phoenix in particular, because this Phoenix will be in the back line. But yeah, really cool pickup. And it just gives him magic resistance too. It's something else we can't just write off. It's not just about the spell damage reduction. He's going to just have that increased magic resist too. Yeah, and cool. That's the question, actually. Can you Mage Slayer passive debuff the egg and reduce the amount of burn damage it's kicking out? I do not believe so. I don't think it'll be affected by debuff. You wouldn't imagine, though. You never know. Smoked up. Still no shard picked up on Tims. I'm really surprised that he's just really committing for this BKB. The shard tends to be something we do see picked up a lot now, especially. The slow just is amazing, really. And since, as we've said multiple times, them killing the egg can still be problematic, so that Sunray could be huge during it. Yeah, we'll see. Boom.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Smoke's going to get dispelled here. Stabbing Yuragi. Towards the river. Not interested in making the jump themselves. For OG, they want to be much more responsive. Boom just feels awkward because they haven't taken out that mid tower yet. They can't actually make the moves that I think their lineup would have been wanting to do in fighting in these areas, getting more vision with the Monkey King jumping along. But yeah, this tier 1 tower mid is just really causing them not to be able to really pressure OG much. And we're seeing OG, they're farming really well. All 3 cores. The biggest sort of difference really between Amar and FBZ when it comes to the offlaner farm. As FBZ, as a Mars, really wanted to rely on getting more action done with that Blink Dagger pickup, but OG for the last 5 minutes or so at least, they've just not been allowing Boom to catch them by surprise. And they're running. I feel like I'm just seeing 3-4 heroes running together constantly. And now Boom, all right. I keep saying Boom, we have something exciting. I shouldn't be doing that, but Wraith Pact is done for Taiga. So this is, as we're saying, this could be their timing. Just reduce all that damage, and then the CK just might not be killable. Same for Timber. Well, we'll have to see indeed if, with all this coming into an equation, if Boom's ults really don't do that much damage at all. Scam. Goodbye. That was close. Shard now picked up for Scam. So another really strong Shard versus the CK, just because even if he has BKB, you can deal with Phantasm, more chain stun too. This is it's going to be quite a nice pick up taking this tier 2 tower. This tier 2 tower is going to get on with the next push. OG indeed ignoring that and opting to try towards the Roshan. This is a really nice sneaky move from them. Like Boom's like, wait, what's going on? I was going to say, Boom's got to realize that they're off the map. Yeah, they're like, nobody's showing mid. Yeah. And ooh, Yuragi! Is it for the jump? They're going to jump stone straight away onto Yopaj. He was not ready for that one. Cookie's still on cooldown. Scam had used it before. Didn't have anything to save him, and now that is the Roche. And with Yopaj gone, it's unlikely that Boom's going to be able to try and fight OG around this. A very, very quick move there as Yopaj, he wasn't ready at all. That blink completely caught them off guard from Yuragi. Yeah. He did just get it, so. That's a painful one. I'll see it again. The quick jump. It was fast. It was right on top of him, so it didn't really have too much time to react. Of course, Dissimulate itself was on cooldown, and that sometimes can be sort of the go-to responsive spell to try and dodge that sort of jump. Yeah, it was both. They didn't have Cookie, they didn't have Dissimulate, so yeah, it caught them off guard completely. They did get the mid tower out of it, and as you mentioned, bottom almost taken out from Jackie. I'm gonna try it. See if they can get the kill on Seb. He's got the hood, he's tankier. As FBZ's in from the side with the rebuke and the spear, they get the kill. But OG, of course, they'll try and take this fight underneath the tier 2 tag. Jackie pots the BKB in the Wukong's command. Jiragi and BZM going straight towards him. But he's into the trees, and he's off for the escape now. They lost Tims, and they lose FBZ off the back of trying for that tier 2 tower. Boom. And now Yuragi's got that big timing that we always mention for CK. He's already level 20. So the BKBs that are out for the Mars, the BKB that's out for the Monkey King, he's going to just be able to commit right through these heroes pretty easily. Yeah, that's massive. And you can sort of see that, again, the continued trajectory for the farm of the cores in this game. I think from Boom's side of things, it's really going to rest rather heavily on Jackie's shoulders to be able to carry as this Monkey King on his own, really. As the other cores, you know, the Void Spirit, Mars, just in terms of the concept of the heroes, they're unlikely to really ever catch up to the farm that OG's cores are getting in this style of game.
No, absolutely. And it feels like OG, they're kind of like throwing these supports out in front of Boom, and Boom's a couple of these times have gone for the kills, and it's really hurt them. Like, even though they get Seb, that is a pretty huge win for OG. It's happened a couple times, even like Taiga getting caught what looks like out of position. Yeah, it feels like OG's kind of just like, you know, putting the lure out there for Boom to take.
So look at the setup around the mid. They're looking at Uragi, but 3 minutes left on the Aegis still. Very hard hero to commit on.
He's tanky now too. He's got the Titan Sliver built on top of that Mage Slayer. And look at his magic resist. 49% magic resist on the CK.
That's a lot. Oh, he's going to try and get the jump in. Spear off the mark. FBC's not able to send him back towards the rest of the team. Over to the side of the gate. The Shackle shot. He's caught Scam. I see Tim's coming in with the summary. They get the Wukong's command off, and they will be able to take Uragi down once. And BZM couldn't get out at the ult in time. They've lost the Ember. Uragi respawns, but he's straight back into a Remnant. The Yopaj has prepared as Boom. They'll take this team fight despite the Aegis on the CK, and they're not done yet. They'll move over towards Tiger. Tiger taken down. And Zamar is going to look to try and find some sort of trade here for his team, but he can't quite finish off Scam. FBZ's got the spear back up, pins Amar in towards the wall. Amar will opt for the TP out. They got anything to put a stop to it. They do. Boundless Strike back up and ready. Jackie puts a stop to Amar's escape. As Boom, they get the team fight they were hunting for, and in a sort of situation that was not easy to do. That was into the Aegis that Uragi was carrying, but OG, they just couldn't save or protect their CK.
They got everything, just every single one of those team fight ults. Now this time they did connect. It did look like a good move from Seb to kind of start the fight off, but it quickly ends in disaster. BZM low mana also just gets annihilated. I think he died almost instantly there.
I was gonna, that physical damage cut him down in a second there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I think he sort of overestimated how long he was gonna be able to keep himself alive with that BKB, that magic immunity. BZM just gets destroyed. Back over in the mid, Scam. He's actually going to be able to get the cookie off in time. Popping the BKB, he really wanted Scam, but he's going to be off the mark with a sleight of fist. Scam, he'll walk off into the sunset.
As Jackie continues to grow. That was a huge moment, really, for Boom to just really start getting control of this game back again.
Massive fight.
Tim's almost has Shard. They have a Scotty soon finished up on Jackie. Everyone kind of just finished up one of those big items, and that OG really has to be careful. It still is this humongous team fight that Boom does have.
And back on with the next play here, Boom. I'm able to catch the bug now. Uragi's going to jump in. He's looking towards Scam. Scam will cookie off to the side. FBZ is going to opt to BKB TP out of this. Boom. They want to cut their losses on this fight.
Every time they go for the supports, it feels like they lose the fight. Taiga's still alive. He got the Nether Ward down. He got the Wraith Pack down.
Oh, it's got to be careful there. Did walk past the Aghanim's Monkey King illusions.
Crazy game. Back and forth. Jackie. We'll get the jump away.
Nice. He's got to be a little careful playing around. Seb, he's got a few ways to cut him down, but he's off across the trees, and Jackie should... Yeah, he's very close to having his next item done. John, 1,000 gold, and that Scotty will be complete.
He is continuing to be huge, and it is eyes on him for being that true carry versus the CK as he continues to lead the board.
Yeah, I mean, that was really sort of the big damage coming out in that last team fight. It was when OG try and commit for kills, and somehow, suddenly they find themselves in the midst of a Wukong's command. That's when they know they're in a bit of a bad spot, and Jackie is going to take them down one by one.
Overwhelming damage, really, from Boom when they get everything. Every one of their ults off.
Yeah, and we see that being respected here by Amar as well with his build, picking up the BKB to make sure that he's not going to get trapped anywhere.
I think just to stop these chain stun too, as we've been seeing Boom so many times in this game that they are able to hold down these targets really easily, even the elusive ones like Amar. Boom. Getting aggressive again. And we're seeing Scam, of course, also going to be going for a Wraith Pact, which I think we're going to be seeing every game in this tournament very quickly. If we haven't already.
Boom. Now look for these towers. Still, again, the gold so incredibly close
BZM,
overall. They get the jump. BZM,
he has a gem too. They just picked it up for him and he gets brought down.
I guess... I mean, they saw sort of them hitting the tower, but obviously they didn't have any vision around here. BZM, I guess he just didn't expect there was going to be more than Schem in the neighborhood.
FBZ was just perfectly positioned, either smoke or invis on the side there. He just jumped in and caught him. He caught a glimpse of him.
I mean, that's
huge.
As you said, with the gem changing hands there as well.
They just, I think they just picked it up not too long ago.
Oh, we'll see it here. A quick catch, and once he's caught in that opening stun, as we say, Boom's got so much follow-up. And let's just straight down mid. They're going to start taking a set of racks here. As BZM does have buyback, we'll see if he's going to consider using it. Takakh goes down. Now BZM will buy back for this one, but Seb also caught in the arena, goes down. Boom, they'll take the mid racks. OG, they're going to be able to punish them at all for this. They'll burst through Schem. Mar cuts through to the side. OG, they'll focus the egg. They'll take it out. See if they can get more kills. They also find themselves FBZ. Look towards Jackie. What can he do on his own here? He's into the trees. He's going to be able to Primal Spring pretty far away. The stun, of course, will eventually connect. The longest Chaos Bolt you'll ever see.
And he will get away. Buyback from BZM and buyback from Tiger.
And they still lost the melee racks in the mid, so boom. They got what they came for.
Where's the gem? Looks like it's in the mid. Oh, I guess it's forgotten. It's in the right around the mid lane. Yeah, right there. I see couriers flying out for it.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
On the side of Dire, yeah. Boom's like, yo, they know where that gem is. I think OG didn't see it.
Yeah, it looks like Tim's at least is definitely sending it out towards that area.
Oh, it's been pinged. Seb just walked right past it.
No, he didn't see it.
I know, he's not looking.
Oh, no, he's going to see it now.
Maybe?
He's seen it.
He sees it.
He's seen it.
Ha ha ha. He did get it back. He's like, oh, thank you. Didn't get the base ward. Didn't get to see that one quite yet. But to get themselves on the map, looking for something while the Mars is still dead. 50 seconds on Supernova 2, so OG perhaps looking to try something here. A bit risky still, because BZM did have to use the buyback before. But trying to at least get some aggressive vision down since they have a moment. And they will also get time to claim themselves an Arcane Rune. So maybe another thing that could perhaps change the tide of the next fight. Still seeing it, it can be hard once Boom is able to actually get off their ultimates. Still can be hard for OG to fight back. And Boom smoking. They want this fight. Jackie near 25.
I mean, this is the thing as well. BZM's just TP'd back to base. He laid down a Remnant. I wonder if Boom's going to be able to find that Remnant before he heads back over.
He has finished up the whole Aghanims and that Arcane Room. So it should be a really strong Ember if he doesn't die right away.
Jump towards Amar. They catch him in the Remnant. He has got BKB. He's able to get it off in time. The WQHD commands down. Tims gets destroyed completely by Yuragi. Jump forward from FBC, but they've all got BKBs up at the moment. No one to spare. They'll look to lock down Yuragi. His BKB coming to an end as he's trapped in the arena. Pinned to the wall by the spear. They bring down the CK. Jackie trying to stand his ground. BZM to the side. Joe Pash, he's controlling him here with the silence into the Yules. BZM, has he got anything else to jump forward with? He'll try and turn with the slight chains. Jackie opts to heal up off the creeps.
That vision they just placed, literally just from them smoking out, or moving out at least with the rune range and getting the vision up is what allows them to get jumps.
He's in with the blink jump. The shackle's there.
And another one.
There's going to be a buyback now coming out from Schem. They need to try and punish OG there for getting that big kill onto the mid. See them jump for Schem, but Schem also going to get taken out. Mar with the triple.
Huge moves, and it's all around that vision. I really just being able to put those wards down before Boom was out on the map allows them to get these jumps back to back to back. Big plays.
Yeah, that blink shackle there from Seb, securing a kill on Yopaj.
Quick movements though, look at bottom. They're already on top of Mar.
Mar, BKB's still on cooldown for 7 seconds. Has he got any way out of this? He has the Yules.
He's tanky.
We're going to need to use it just with the chain away. In fact, they might want to go back in. Seb, use the Gale to blow Jackie back towards him. Jackie, BKB at the ready. He's out of that. 21 to 22. Less than 1K this game.
Super close.
Continuing to fall so close right now.
You see that Boom is riding. They're drawing around this area knowing that OG has vision up there. They have to clear out those wards. They can't fight in that area again. As Taiga walks into Rosh and it spawns immediately.
I mean, Rosh is up, yeah, and with two heroes still down on Boom.
And the BKB on Jackie cooldown for 45. Yeah, I think OG's got a window.
As a full hex on Amar. OG.
They still have this. They still have that deep vision. I think it's really going to be something like Boom. If they look to fight around this area,
we're going to see FBZ try and take some of it down. But Seb will respond immediately here with the shackles into the Gale Force. Try and use a cookie here to separate FBZ from the jump. Amar, he's ready to commit and goes in with the BKB. Big jump over from BZM. The BKB's out return from Boom's cause. As Boom will step out to the side, drop down the Wukong's command here from Jackie.
That means no Wukongs for the fight around Roche.
And they all use the BKBs, of course, as well then. So now it's very, very hard for Boom to get towards this pit unless they look for some sort of incredible steal from Yopaj jumping in. But at the moment, 7 BZM, they're keeping Yopaj busy off to the side. The Shackle's there. Yopaj is caught in the combo. He's gone.
And the egg.
No buyback for him. They'll focus towards the Supernova. Uragi, is he able to finish up? But he's not. The Supernova goes off successfully. Tims dives out to the side. Gem jumps in with the cookie onto Amar and Uragi. But he hasn't got enough damage to do anything more than that. As there's 2 dead on Boom. Jump forward from OG, getting the catch onto Tims. Uragi cleaning up.
Wow. Amar just bodying, right? He's just jumping into the fight, forcing Boom to fight in that area, forcing them to use BKBs, use cooldowns in areas that they didn't want to. And then Sab getting some beautiful shots.
These Shackles are definitely getting in the head of Yopaj.
That's multiple times now they're able to get him. I think he thinks he might be like, okay, because he's so far, but they have such easy ways to get on top of him with that Ember Spirit Axe and the Timber.
As we see, a successful Supernova, but really as we've seen all these sort of items and that OG's been able to pick up at this point, the combo, the ultimate combo that Boom have just doesn't hit the same as it would have done 15, 20 minutes ago.
It feels like most of their damage is going to be coming out just from Jackie. And in that fight, he had to TP out. As we said, BKB was still on cooldown, used the Wukongs in a bit of an awkward position. Then when he got back in, couldn't really commit onto anybody. Yeah, OG masterclassing the team fights around the big team fight ultimate, says Seb.
See if Jackie can take this out on his own. It's a lot of damage, but Seb was able to get the win run off. And with that in mind, he's going to be fine. Seb, able to survive. Jackie's going to have to head back because...
That's no Wukongs now for the fight. He went for a solo kill on the 5-position Wind Ranger, so for the push now, he won't have that. 60 seconds.
Yeah, lacking a few of the ultimates. Supernova still on cooldown for 15.
Yopaj.
He's being hexed. I'll cook him out to the side. Already, Uragi was able to finally jump onto Tims. Tims might have to consider using the buyback here if they want to defend their barracks. 10 seconds until FBZ's back in. The tier 3 down in the mid. OG on towards the barracks. Will Boom be able to bring any sort of fight before the melee racks falls? Jackie trying to slow them down. FBZ jumps in. They get the spear back on a BZM. They're going to look to burst through the air, but they're taking him out. BZM's gone. Cookie forward, but Amar reacts in time with the BKB. They've hexed the Monkey King. Jackie's in trouble. They can't get him out. This Jackie's out of the game for 100. The kisses from Scam as Boom. They'll attempt to push him back the full, but another spear back. Again, FBZ, huge catch onto a core of OG as he catches Amar. They may have lost Jackie, but this time round the spears bang on from FBZ as it will secure them 2 core kills, push back OG and keep that mid-melee racks alive.
And a beautiful buyback from Tims. As soon as they kind of overcommit on OG a little bit, he gets that connection, the egg in perfect position. But yeah, all eyes on FBZ really. Those 2 spears, so super clutch. Getting their lanes back out. Still 60 seconds, no Jackie. Yaragi's still unbelievably strong, noting out that he has 6,500 gold on this CK. So for his next
he's got a lot of money. He's got to go shopping here. Yeah. I mean, that money's not going to do much sitting in his bank account.
He's lacking a slot at the moment because of that Aegis. We've seen the Arcane blink a couple times, so maybe he wants to just wait until he can have that slot available for the Scotty.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable, right? The strength of the Scotty, in particular, against that carry Monkey King, is going to be huge.
Yaragi finds a quick, easy kill. Delete Scam. Level 25 also point out on the CK done. Yes, yeah, this CK who was very addressed from many things that Boom seemed to have gone for in the draft. Yuragi still somehow finding target after target.
FBC.
Immediately TPs. 70 seconds, no BKB on the Mars.
Still 2 minutes to push with the Aegis here.
Their lanes, though, bottom and top, kind of shoved in really hard on the side of OG. And oh, Boom maybe doing something a bit unexpected. Looks like they're grouping up potentially for a smoke. With only 4 heroes.
I mean, it'd be a bit of a risk if they do it before Scam's back up. They need every bit of damage they can get. And it looks like they leave the base here. 14 seconds until the Snapfire returns. Jackie's going to start leading out on the hunt.
Oh, Tiger smoke breaks.
I mean,
Jackie's
Yaraki's going to get in, but immediately the BKB is there from Jackie. They'll turn, but Tims, he's falling low. Tims, is he ever going to start off in time? He's not. Tims goes down. Yaraki falls in return, but he has that Aegis. He's going to be back for a second round. The Wukong's command surrounding him. They get the spear straight away. FPZ locks down the CK. A defensive decrepify, though, means they can't continue to focus Yaraki down. Over to the side, the Hex onto FPZ. Jackie's been left behind. He's trapped in the middle. He's trying to lifesteal back up. The kisses from Skem do the damage to take out Yaraki. Dissimulate. Off to the side, Yaraki's trying to chase down BZM. A Boom, they've lost 3. It's just down to Skem and Jopaj. And Skem, he's got to run. Turns with a quick shot over towards Sebs. Yopaj, he did actually manage to find BZM, but the Hex is there from Amar. Amar takes him out at the end of it all. Only Skem surviving. OG, just the two of them, Seb and Amar.
Monkey King did 13,400 damage in that last fight, by the way. Just want to point that out, because they were standing on his statues the whole time, so it's getting cleaved up and everything. But the important thing is, OG just finding Tims every single time. Yaraki's got a number. That fight could have been really problematic. If Tim survived using Gag off there, we could have seen...
Was it BKB on down?
I think he just got caught.
He didn't get a chance to get it off.
Yeah, he just got jumped quickly from the CK.
Now we'll see the two of them, Seb and Amar.
Amar is playing like ball in this game, really. This Hex is... The Hex in particular paid off dividends multiple times. Not just his playstyle, running in and tanking every spell.
I mean, look at this. Well, this lad's queuing up a Moonshard next on the Timber Store.
Buy it for the CK, why not?
I come on, it's Amar, he's buying it for himself.
He's got Daedalus queued up as well. Click the Timber, he's got Daedalus queued.
Hey, dude, he's going right click.
I'm not like that.
It's Amar, he's going to want to buy, he's going to go Moonshard Daedalus, let's go.
Committing Skem.
What? Got the heal.
Shackle though.
Oh, it's a great shackle there, Seb, he's caught the two of them. As that Skem down. See if they can take out Tims. Tims, he's got the BKB and still has that Supernova, so they won't be able to commit for him.
Jackie's back too, but they gotta be careful.
I mean, you said they didn't have any egg hitters. Moonshard Timber still wants to prove otherwise. That's the plan here from Amar. Big brain stuff.
OG, they have all 5. Skem's still dead for a bit. I want to see what he buys.
I mean, well, you don't believe.
I don't.
No. If you see this man buy Moonshard and use it on himself.
Yeah, we've seen his mantas and stuff, but when he builds like his manta and all that in Timber, it makes sense because he's versus like a bunch of things he can dispel. I mean, this is just, yeah, it's just funny. Mid lane, Yopaj, they want him.
Oh, that's the BKB there. The threat of any further catch getting him. They probably just want to run his step. The Gale Force blowing back FPZ. I get the Hex off onto him.
He's got the aesthetic cap though, so that Hex lasts a lot longer, a lot less.
He does have that BKB if necessary. It won't be here. He's off in time.
DD rune in the bottle for BZM. Almost all. Shiva's about to be finished up, so an extra component to be able to perhaps reduce Jackie's healing even more that we've seen a couple times now. Jackie was able to hold his ground with the Satanic. A little bit more of that healing reduction could just make him not be able to stand his ground as long.
We're going to see a quick smoke move here from Boom. ROG going to expect this around a tier 2 defense.
What can they find?
All they really need is to be able to jump and delete a hero, delete a core.
Which they can do, as we've seen. Their chain stun has been on point this game.
BZM.
So BZM shows himself for a second.
Looking for that boundless strike opening jump forward from Yopaj. They're not able to get the catch on the Ember Spirit.
Oh, Jackie. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, he nearly lost his tree there. But he won't. Over to the side, Supernova's going to come out. BZM and Seb, they're focusing down the egg. See if they can take it in time. They can't.
Oh my god, FBZ.
The Supernova's off successfully. The kiss is in for the side. The Wukong's command and Arena are down, trapping Seb in. As Seb, he's going to get healed up by Tiger. He's trying to save the Wind Ranger Tiger with these heals, but Seb still falls. 1-for-1 here between the two right now. Yopaj for Seb. See BZM try and chase. He's also got a DD rune here. These slider fists are hitting hard, but FPZ's in with a spear. FPZ! He jumps in. He catches BZM. BZM again. He's getting saved. Tiger keeping BZM alive. He'll get another slider fist out, but the God's Rebuke takes down BZM. He'll buy back. Look at it quickly. Returns the fight. The Remnant was down, so he's immediately back over. Triple kill as Yaragi's cleaning up Boom 1 by 1. Boom. They've committed some buybacks themselves, but with Tim's going down, he's out for 80. No buyback. Over to the side, Skem, he bought back for this, but he'll also get cleaned up. Yopaj, he's got to hide. He better not breathe. They can't find him. He bought back as well.
The damage numbers in this fight are just insane. BZM and Yuragi just ripping target to target apart. The start of the fight was interesting too, because FBZ actually bulwark blocked I think 2 or 3 of the Wind Ranger hits in the initial start of the fight to allow the egg to go off, but holy crap,
that
what a wild fight.
You know, it didn't go great for Boom. It's looking a lot worse there.
Look at FBZ. Bulwark, that was 1 hit absorbed, 2nd hit absorbed, and that's enough to let the egg go off. This is just crazy team fights from both sides.
Yeah, and honestly, as I say, you know, in terms of the defensive plays, Tigers just sort of throwing out these decrepifies, using the life drain, even in the situations where they get the kills, making it that much harder, that much more focus needed from Boom to actually finish off these cores.
Yopaj, he's forced to use the BKB.
And here's the push. OG looking for their 2nd set of racks, and they should certainly get that at the least. 30 seconds really until Boom's going to be back up with the full team. FBZ and Jackie not wanting to use their buybacks, of course, whilst they're this low on the death timers.
Tons of gold to spend. Again, as we mentioned, OG gonna go back up and finish up all these items. An Arcane Blink now on Yuragi. Timbersaw, as we said, not going for the Moon Shard.
Disappointed.
He's
disappointed, Amar.
Sensible man.
I was gonna say, this is, you know, probably Seb been on the squad, keeping him in check, saying, Amar, no Moon Shard, at least not now, not in game 1.
I mean, he definitely said something about it, though, because they had a giggle as soon as we saw it queued up as well. Boom, still looking to fight back, though, Smoke, even though they're 20k behind. Seeing in these fights and still can be anybody's. Eyes really FBZ over and over again with these.
Yuragi! He's very, very deep here. And the rest of the team's starting to back him up.
Tims will use the rest of his BKB to clear out the vision. And FBZ now, a 2nd set of ult. A 2nd ult, BKB, as well as...
I'll tell you what, I feel for FBZ as well. These spears have been so fantastic.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see him get the shard, you know.
That is true. He wanted the bigger picture, though.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so. He wants to go all in for the big one and do that refresher, but a shard would definitely feel rather nice if he's able to grab that next. I mean, already he's been landing these huge spears onto these elusive cores like BZM's Ember. Being able to pin 2 at a time would be pretty powerful.
Roche going down quick. It's got full ags on it as well.
I mean, can they really jump this?
I mean, if Amar... That looks like a pretty nice item for Amar with all the build-up that he already has.
Oh, yeah, this Roche has gone. Boom. They can't... Oh, FBC's going to try. He's going to try, but the Roche has already gone down. Yuragi's picked up the Aegis. The Ags is on the ground. And CFBZ was not quite able to pick out any of it up by the looks of it. Now with the BKB coming to an end, FBZ could be in trouble. No, the arena's down. Yuragi jumps over towards Seb. They've got the catch onto the CK. They'll burst through Yuragi.
He's got Aegis, he's got Cheese as well, and his BKB.
And Boom themselves, they've got the Supernova from the high ground. So OG won't be able to force their way back up into Boom. And separate off to the side.
They reset really nicely on OG to avoid those ults. Boom has to retreat.
And they do so. Immediately out with the TPs. As Boom will get everybody out of there.
And they got every component of the Roshan too. The Aghanims goes to the Timber, the Cheese, I believe, and the Aegis goes to the CK.
Yep.
And I can't believe they retreat out of that area, not losing anybody.
I can't believe, yeah, Boom didn't lose more there. That was a very, very good escape from them. Pretty much all off the back of Tim's just covering that area with the high ground Supernova, making sure that OG couldn't get back in on top of them.
OG's gonna look for the fight though. Tim's, like, everybody used ults on the side of Boom. Every single ult was used, even the refreshers and BKBs too. So OG, as we mentioned multiple times even earlier from the start, from the draft, they're not really cooldown reliant.
Let's see what they can get done with this push. 29k ahead.
Amar is smoked in the base with this Hex, and as we said, with the Aghanims, he has a massive amount of damage now too.
I mean, they might not expect a Timbersaw coming in from this angle.
Alright, look at him. He's sneaking. Oh man. I love when it pans the camera to them when they're like deep behind the base, just perfectly calm as well.
Oh, FBZ. He's got to put the BKB for that one. Tries to get a jump onto Yuragi. Over to the side, the Hex from Amar comes down onto Jackie. Deep Remnant here from BZM, who goes straight towards the backlines. Does get caught out by the initial stun, but now the BKB's there for BZM. He'll continue to chase back Boom, push them back towards the fountain. FBZ has been caught, but the Wukong's command's down, so OG's got to be careful how they commit into this.
They're just playing outside of it. They're just taking out the rack slowly.
Got the kisses, Seb. He's in, he's got the shackle off one of the two cores. He's caught Jackie and he's caught Yopaj. Jackie in trouble. Jackie goes down.
So many times we've seen double shackles from Seb in these fights. This is craziest. On to tier 4.
They've got a buyback from Jackie, but there's no buyback available on FBZ. The tier 4's going down.
No Wukongs, no BKB.
exposed. Have they got any further fight to have? Skem is going to get dragged back by Uragi. Skem goes down. Boom. Held in the fountain as OG. They'll look to close this game one up. They're on towards the H, and they'll let Amar deal with Boom around the fountain. GG is called. OG will take this game one.
All right, holy crap. What a game one.
May game 2 at game 3 pa naman. Si Seb ba? Ganda nung ano ni Seb. Magkaka-shackles. Kay Yopad siya kay Jack, boys. Na-shackles yung dalawa eh. Ganda ng shackle. Solid. Doge, may rate pack din eh. Ganda ng tulong ng rate pack. Ayan. 1-0. Ang laban natin. Sakit. Yung nagpanali, shackles na Seb eh. Solid no? Tumama talaga eh. Ayan, tingnan natin. Meron pa tayong game 2. Wait lang natin. Bukas pa to alas 6. And 6 pa to 6. T1 versus Fnatic. Yes sir, bukas pa to. Mamayang gabi alas 6. 6 PM. Yes sir. 6 PM pa to. Ito yung last game ngayong araw. Ay ngayong ano. Basta ngayon. last game to. Maaga tayo matutulog. Hindi ka tulad kahapon. Tama. Kaninang madaling araw. Maaga tayo matutulog. Tingnan natin kung may game 3 pa or game 2. May game 2. Sure ball. Pero tingnan natin kung may game 3. Opo. Lahat po yan. I-stream natin yung mga yan. Don't worry po. I-stream po natin yung mga yan. Ano ba bukas? Wait lang ha. Pagkatapos ng Fnatic, upper bracket, yung mga nanalo naman. So after ng lower bracket, yung mga natalo from the upper bracket, T1 versus Fnatic, tas susundan ng playoffs na agad ng upper bracket. Maganda to. Tundra Esports versus Thunder Predator. Tapos last game natin alauna din bukas. TSM FTX sa Agaimin. Ito rin solid to. Mga upper bracket magaganda. So bukas, yan, magaganda yung laban natin simula 6 PM. 6 PM alas 9:30 to. 9:30 at saka 1 AM. Tapos, ayan. Lower bracket ulit. Biscos versus Betboom. Ang naglaglag sa Team Spirit at naglaglag sa Liquid. Yan. Okay? Tapos dito, alam ko ano na yan eh. Kung sino yung malalaglag doon sa upper bracket. Ayan dito. Sino mananalo dito? Advance yun. Dito. Dito ba o dito? Hindi ko lang alam eh. Alam ko. May isang araw na pahinga eh. Yung sa mga manggagaling sa... tas bugbugan na to. Upper bracket. lower semifinals, tapos finals na ng 22. Ayan, 1 PM ang simula pala. Ayan. Ito, hindi pa to naayos, hindi pa to na-update. Pero ito yun. Alam ko, ito yung may ano eh. Main stage, ito yung may crowd. Ayan. Alam ko, ito yung may crowd na eh, yung main stage. Sana. Last ng CK ngayon, no? Sahit pumalo ng CK ngayon. Last ng CK ngayon, guys.
มีหนังแดงเราจะกินหนังส้วง มีหนังส้วงเราจะกินหนังแดง
Last ng CK ngayon.
Prepare for battle!
Meet in battle.
นักเรียนนักเรียนนะ
And steed.
Last ng CK ngayon.
Hitherto. The beaten path. Chaos increases. We'll ride the horse. Death shall follow. I'm not ready. Yes. A chaotic path.
Ayan, tayo muna natin. May interview pa yata yun. Ay, hindi, mamaya pa pala yung interview.
Night of chaos.
Mamaya pa pala yung interview. Mamaya pa pala yung interview dito. Ano ko, may mga ads pa to eh. Tignan natin. Pero saglit lang yan, babalik din agad yung game na yan. Sure ball. Nagtatanungan pa itong mga to, tingin ko. Ayan. Ang ganda rin ng Gale Force eh. Good pick yung win run eh. Natatanga yung ano eh. Yung Wukong ah. Ganda, rate po. Hindi rin nakikita yung rate pack eh. Oo nga, hindi mo papansin yung rate pack ah. Dala. Saan yun?
Where goes my eye?
Hindi mo kasi mapapansin to sa game eh. Ito. Hindi mo papansin to eh. Imagine mo, naglalaro kayo, tapos may gumagapang na ganito.
Prepare for battle!
May santel mo. May santel mong ano kasi ito eh. Tawag nito. Yung damage sa reduction.
Usurpation of power.
Tapos sa mga bumili, ayan, aura, 18% damage tsaka armor. Kaya maganda eh. Kaya naman kasi kasuhin mo pa tong rate pack na to. Eh, nagka-clash na. Hindi mo rin siya makikita agad eh.
A light to guide our way. A light.
Unahin mo pa ba eh? Hindi ko, di mo na mababalatan yun. Tingnan natin yung ano natin dito. Ano ba fantasy cards ko? Eh, naglagay na rin ako para bukas. Kasi makakalimutan ko to eh. Baka makatulog ako nito eh. Wala na pala to. Change card na tayo. Buti na lang. Thunder. Wala na si Matumba man. Skitter na. Skitter. Update ko pa pala ito mamaya. Kaso nalaglag na. Ganda ng nilaro ng Beast Coast. Dito, bukas to. Ito, bukas. Hindi natin alam kung may boom pa or may OG pa bukas na magko-continue sa ano. Tingnan natin schedule. 19 pa lang yung meron. Lagyan ko na kayo 19. TSM. Bet boom. Ayaw pa palagay. Nalagay pa daw. Parang may mali. May 19 dito. May 19 dito, ba't dito wala? Weird. Parang ano dito, parang may, ba't walang 19? Kasi 19 nyo. Kalimutan na natin magbilang. Yan, kakadota natin yan eh. 18, 19. Siguro dahil isang game lang, pinagsama na lang. O kaya, hindi naman 20 ng umaga yun eh. Ito, may 19 eh. So, sinama na dito dahil isa lang. Tingin ng 20. Hindi, ito lang yung 20. May 19 eh oh. Bala sila. Hindi ko naintindihan. Bakit isasama na dito? Baka isasama na dito dahil isa lang naman. Kaya walang fantasy cards ng 19 kasi isa lang. Pero 19 yun eh. 20 na yung susunod. Okay, yun pala. Kaya pala walang 19 ng fantasy. Bali, wala tayong mapapanood ng 19 buong araw. Wala palang 19 ng buong araw. Wait lang, kailan yung 19 ng buong araw? Pahinga yata bukas. 20 na, 20 nang simula. Pagkatapos ng game bukas ng TSM, pahinga, 20 na. Dire-diretso pa rin pala. 18 na pala, alas 2 na eh. 18 ngayon. 18. Oo nga. Bali, buong gabi bukas, tulala muna tayo. Yan, tulala muna tayo. Tulala muna tayo ng 19 simula, ano, after ng TSM FTX. Tulala muna tayo ng 19. Walang laro. Yan, baka mag-rank games lang kami niyan. Wala pang laro. Teka lang, tignan lang muna natin kung ano nangyayari. Wala pa, ano pa lang. Interview pa lang, interview, mga ads. Wala pa. Ito, panaranan. Ayan na. After the break, pag mga ganyan after the break, nakakatakot yan. After the break. Yan, 3 minutes yan, 3 minutes. Ayan, 3 minutes. Paano muna kayo? Pahinga, 3 minutes, pahinga yan. Ito ang unang malalaglag sa C pagka nagkataon. Matalo sila ng game 2. Sana may game 3. Gusto ko may game 3. Kahit sino man matalo, at least, di ba? Nagkabigayan talaga. Sino si Tsunami? Baka may ano eh, baka may copyright eh. Hindi natin pindutan. Yan ba yan, may mga 10% patuto na pala.
The fire of war is set.
Tignan muna natin to. 3 minutes na lang to mga sir, 3 minutes. Yan, 3 minutes na lang to guys. 3 minutes na lang to mga sir, 3 minutes. Ayan. 3 minutes na lang. Rock on na tayo dyan. Rock on na. Ang galing. Ayan, panood ko sa inyo. Galing. Galing, galing. Galing eh, no? Sa game yata wala. Ayan, simula na to. May ano na sila. Interview na interview.
To play, and yeah, everyone been very positive, and yeah,
Interview na
we just wanna show a good gameplay today. We are optimistic that we will do better than what we did in the group sets. So yeah, hopefully we will win.
Well, they got a long road ahead of them because they are one game down now against OG in this lower bracket series between them and OG. And the first game was quite a great watch
ito na, mga sir, ito
as
na.
a Dota fan. As a Boom Esports fan, though, you probably want a little bit of a different result to those team fights. We'll find out what adaptations will be made in game number 2 as we are in the draft. I'm joined by Lacoste and SVG. And we have Boom Esports on the Radiant side this time around. In terms of bans, what we got going here? Pugna, Monkey
Get out of
King.
here.
And still, actually, Boom doesn't change up their bans because they still go for Razor and Enigma. And we got OG this time, of course, overall last pick and second pick Dire
Ban
in this
Pugna, ban
game.
MK, ban on the
Last
Razor, ban
time
Enigma.
around, OG, they did ban out the Train Protector, one of the heroes that is relatively popular in just Southeast Asia. But yeah, they're going to open up with Mars. I think FBZ had a pretty damn good game on this Mars, like his spears, Aegis respawning spears as well. But the problem was this Pugna, and OG got rid of it, so there's not going to be at least that kind of save in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, one of the highest win rate heroes. We saw why that was in the previous game. Curious to see if we're going to have a Wind Ranger banned out in the second phase as well.
Take it here.
No,
Bam.
they take it here. Okay. Statement made.
I mean, I would have taken it there. And I think this Wind Ranger Timbersaw combo is nice. Usually
know,
you lane these
yung
together,
Mars,
but even if you don't, you're seeing once that mid game kicks online, Seb blinks in or runs in, shackles a target, gives all the time in the world for Amar to run up, throw his chakrams, throw his timber chain in. Again, this OG team really wants heroes that can set up the damage for their cores, and this Wind Ranger has been their best one.
That's true.
I'm unsurprised to see them up the priority.
It's also very elusive as a hero, so if you want to commit and then Vendron comes in, you are heavily committing to try to get a kill on position 5, and you're out of position then.
Reality hits.
Is there anything you can do against it?
Busy
That's
Mars.
like, oh yeah, that's great against Wind Ranger?
Pick Chaos Knight,
Sure.
perhaps the best performing carry of the tournament. So,
I think so, man.
yeah, you give him a Wind Ranger, but you get something that's arguably something OG has to try and address at least.
SVG, am I wrong, or are those two strength heroes into Timber? I mean,
Galing din
like
kasi
one
ni
was a
FBC
counter
mag-Mars,
pick,
eh.
but I
Kaya
feel like
din
they
nila,
might struggle a little bit dealing with the Timber.
All right, hear me out on this.
All right, I'm
Hear me out
listening.
on
I'm
this.
all
Galing
ears.
na ano ng
Normally,
FBC.
people give OG Amar his timber saw. They try and counter it, right? They pick 4 or 5,
Yeah,
make it
because
the
they're
hardest timber game ever, and they lose. So instead, Mushi, you know what? I'm gonna give him the
Nakaiba nila
easiest timber
PA
saw
dito,
game
I
he's
know.
ever
They're
had,
just gonna ignore him.
and he's not gonna know what to do with it, and he's gonna crumble.
Yeah, he's gonna be so far ahead 10 minutes in that he's just gonna keep feeding them a lot of gold. The good old pinata strat.
If you kill off the entire support system of a Timbersaw, perhaps, you know, you leave him to the last. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see where this goes.
What is Tim's trying to do?
What is he trying to do?
Yeah,
He's
what is it?
whispering funny jokes. You know, you gotta bolster the confidence.
I feel like Mushi's the school teacher with the pupils. You know, they're making fun of him behind his back. He's about to turn around and slap some discipline into the ranks.
Nothing.
I was really hoping for some Tim's Marana during this series, by the way, but
Oh, Team si Mirana.
we have OG betting out the silencer.
Pangolier.
All right, that was a
Yes,
Mars
that-
call. I feel like that
Yeah.
was him. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, well, I couldn't play the game the other day, yesterday.
Oo, kasi may
I
ano,
don't know
may
if Boom would have
silencer.
picked it, but I guess they're protecting him a little bit.
This is why we love international lands. Like one of these heroes that has not been touched suddenly is like ban worthy.
Yes. I mean, the Shaker ban in the previous game definitely was also a surprise.
I mean, to be fair, I personally don't think it is ban-worthy, but
Hey, Boom thought it was ban-worthy. Was it Boom? Yes, Boom thought it was ban-worthy.
Yeah.
he's an annoying hero. If you're not accustomed to playing the backline jumpers, you don't want to play like some Night Stalker, you're already locked in with cores. This is a very annoying hero to skirmish.
Top lane, carry.
Speaking of annoying
support.
heroes, couple are removed by Boom as well. A lot of cores there with the Pango, the TA, and the PA
Naantok na to.
all out of the
Miragi.
picture.
I wonder if OG just wants this Ember Spirit again, though.
Baka
I feel like they
baka
like the
mag-Ember sila.
interactions of, again, having a mid who can set up for the damage fallout, particularly this Wind Ranger
baka
Timber,
mag-storm naman
already
si
kind of
Yopaj.
synergizing decently with it. Doesn't mean they have to take it on this slot, but I feel like they're aiming towards it down the line at least.
Storm Yopaj. Kaya.
I also feel like this OG team is very much when they find the cores they feel good about, they just start jamming them. They don't care about anything. When it's Razor first phase, they're going to pick it till it gets banned. Samar Timber, they're going to pick it till someone bans it.
Yes.
Earthshaker, they're going to pick it till it gets banned.
Kontra si Sige.
Lacosse's favorite hero of the tournament.
0% win rate, but yeah.
only one game,
it
though.
might be Taiga, you know, calling for it. He's like, yesterday I did not have a good game, and now this silencer makes even more sense because he did struggle. It was very difficult. You also mentioned that he played into Night Stalker.
Yeah.
But this time around, I mean, they do have like Mars, CK later on. Like these are BKB heroes and also the Blink heroes, so they
Ang
can't be
kulit
the
ni
one
Tims, eh.
initiating. But if he
Ang likod.
finds an opening with the Earthshaker against the Illusion hero, and Tims is a creep. He is, you know.
Hindi lang Teams to.
All right, instant Coddlestorm coming out for Boom.
It seems like he's telling his teammates stuff, and they're like kind of annoyed. They're like, I'm trying to pay attention to the draft, man.
Yeah, he's definitely not saying anything related to Dota or the heroes.
I think so. Tims is one of the more experienced players playing on the team. I think he's just trying to keep spirits high, or, like alleviate some of the pressure that comes with playing an elimination series at a major.
He's playing the class clown, you know,
Yes.
trying to lift the spirits, get him happy. Mushi is 100% focused right now, getting distracted.
So Tims has full trust in Mushi. I mean, the whole squad does, and he's
Why
keeping
not?
people, keeping the spirits high. I think that's very important. We got ourselves a couple more picks on the board, of course. Now we have a Puck versus Storm. We were already thinking that that was going to be a matchup in previous games, so it doesn't come as too much of a surprise. Keeper of the Light, Storm. Nice combo.
Still strong.
Still strong.
This is the one Storm combo I think can still destroy games, and OG do get their Puck answer, which has been their go-to for this Storm Spirit the entire tournament. I think it is strong. You have a lot of tempo interactions. You can drive the network differential early, but once Storm gets BKB, he doesn't really care too much anymore. And
Yeah,
now
and this
they have a
should
hero
be
that can
his
jump.
first item
Yeah,
in
and
this
now
game.
they can jump this Seb Wind
Nice
Ranger and
predict.
take him out first because that is their biggest priority for sure.
Pwede na ako maging caster ah. Yopaj,
I've seen
ano to,
Pucks.
Yopaj Storm.
in this tournament haven't been like really impressed. I don't think Puck is the hero that just like wins you the game. It's a good Puck game overall. They don't have like this instant stun. Storm might be able to like try to catch him, but I want to see the first couple of rotations, how that's gonna go. Using the coil, but you also need to bring extra people because the teams here are so insanely skilled that they know that like they read the situations when the puck is gonna be 6, so they also bring the numbers. So there might be like 3 heroes mid lane when puck hits level 6 just to be able to secure the kill on Storm.
Juggernaut Nikes. Pwede sila mag-Nikes.
Definitely a matchup you can skew very heavily, particularly if you want to abuse the Shaker roam. Like, I can definitely see OG trying to play for this 2v1 mid, try and force Boom supports to come and try and help this Storm while this Timber just 1v2s. Like, even, this is a team that's fine to let this Timber die once or twice. They don't really care what happens to this guy on lane, as long as they get what they want out of their other 2 heroes. This is
Timber is addressed enough with these 4 heroes, or last 2 that were picked after.
I mean, it's about as good as you're going to do in this phase, right? Like, unless you just want to pick some Bat Rider and hope he doesn't get counterpicked, you know. It's kind of like, what are you going to get that's better? It's a lot of spell damage, a lot of amp. Coddle can help you kill this hero very fast. I think CK can be okay versus hero. We've seen this hero just playing all his counterpicks and be fine. You have a sustain mechanic on lane. I don't think the lane's the issue. Maybe just the mid game when Timber gets super tanky. And again, OG with this long range fissure, long range shackle that can come out into the Puck and Timber spells. That's what you have to be thinking about. So either you jump them first, or you have saves that don't really have any saves. So then it's a question of, what's your other support that's going to help you take these fights, I guess?
If there's one hero that I'm thinking can bring down Timbersaw, most likely going to be from position 4, might be even 5. Something like a Tusk, but then again you're playing into Coil, there's so many stuns. I'm just thinking about the tag team to be able to like just kill the Timbersaw even if he's like in your own in
I got a throwback for you. What about a Tim's Earth Spirit? Pretty juicy, I think.
Speaking of support heroes, also want to point out that Treant was.
I'm just thinking, you know, it's been a while since I saw the Earth Spirit being picked. It's relatively popular in South America.
Maybe that's what he was whispering the whole time.
He's like,
hey, you think this is a good Earth Spirit game? Recommend it to Mushi.
Yeah, because he can't say. He's like,
of course,
someone else should do it.
See, then when he brings it up now, see, he's bringing it up now. He's like, it is a great Earth Spirit game. Yeah, like, I don't know. And everybody else is like, yeah, I agree.
Think Earth Spirit, oh. Earth Spirit.
Now you put it into my head, and now it doesn't even sound that bad.
I think it's pretty decent here.
I mean, Tims can do the same thing.
It's his like signature hero, right? Yeah. You're in an elimination game, you want to bust them out, you're going to style on some kids, show them who's the better 4. Look at this guy, he's like...
It will be a Rubik.
Rubik's the other green hero, so that was pretty close.
Yeah, you mixed up a couple of rows.
So in terms of steals, Shaker obviously has some great, like, you know, stealing Fisher is great. Other than that,
pure damage from Timbersaw against Timber is always going to be effective.
CHAKRAM.
Medusa, open
you can steal Shackle Seb.
True.
Some morale points.
Open Medusa.
The Fissure, also the insta-lift for Puck, pretty annoying. You can steal Silence and Coil. Also debilitate this hero and debilitate the
Open Medusa. Open Medusa.
So it's definitely a very strong Rubik game. My question with this hero is always just, is it too greedy? Because this is a hero that tends to play for himself, itemize for himself. Like, you don't want to pick a Rubik and then have to go Glimmer Force Staff a lot of times. I think there's just better heroes to do that. So, you know, this Coddle can enable some of their heroes, but outside of that, it's a pretty green lineup. And
Morphling. It's a really good Morphling game. There's no silences. There's like some stuns, but I feel like with the backing up of the Shaker, they should be able to protect this Morphling.
It's an interesting pick. I'm not sure it's the carry that would have come to mind for me into Chaos Knight, which is an illusion-based carry, into the Storm who can insta-jump him. Rubik benefits even more from the Morphling pick. I think there's some things that go towards Boom with this last pick, Morphling. And this isn't Morph Shaker of old. Combo doesn't exist, right? So you don't get that benefit either.
Maybe they didn't get that email.
Yeah, they didn't check it?
First time
it's a possibility with OG, you never know. Yeah, like carry-to-carry matchup is not that good for Morphling, but maybe they think the other 4 heroes have enough to deal with the CK and the illusions, especially since I don't think this Timbersaw pick was addressed enough. I still feel it's super strong. Like, this is the first pick Timbersaw that they like didn't pick any of the traditional counters to him.
Sounds like you're about to vote for Earthshaker.
Yes. Well, that's the. Well, maybe I shouldn't. You know, I just made
now
a
you're
good
switching, huh?
case for Timbersaw. But I'll let you go first.
I am going Tim's Rubik.
Okay.
That's who picked it, right?
Yeah, that is
Tim's
playing it.
Rubik is going to destroy this game 1v9 against his own team.
Also, Timbersaw. I'm going with the Timber. I think he has it.
All right, we'll find out if we're going to have a third game to this series or if OG will take it 2-0. We're heading over to OD Pixel and Fogged.
Yes, thank you very much, Steve, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 now ready to go between OG and Boom. Fogged, what do you make of this? We're getting to see that shaker come through again here for OG. I think last game it ended up decided 115-4, not the best of KDAs. Do you think we're going to have a chance of seeing it do a little bit better here today?
I would imagine so. I mean, it would be tough to not do a little bit better for sure. This looks like a throwback to when we used to play back in the day when I was a player. Rubik's, Earthshakers, Wind Rangers, all these heroes that just are kind of forgotten a lot of the times. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to see Tim's playing this because, as the panel mentioned, a lot of good spells to steal.
Sure.
Pretty much every hero that he can target has a couple different good spells that he can grab. CHAKRAM, Shackles, Pucks, Silence, and Ult in particular. Even getting like Attribute Shift and Waveform is really nice on Rubik. Shaker spells, obviously. So, yeah, really cool pick that they've gone for here. And OG finishing it up with the Morphling. That's, I think, pretty intriguing. They are playing into the instant disable of the Rubik versus both Puck and Morphling, but Yaragi must have seen something that he really liked about just the overall matchup. Playing into Mars, you can play around versus the arena very nicely, always being able to waveform in and out. So yeah, looking forward to see how this all ends up as Boom. Looking to get very aggressive off the bat. And yeah, we get the Seb Wind Ranger again, who absolutely popped
I mean, he's loving
last
it.
game.
He's loving it. Seb's turned up here at the major and he's like, give me Wind Ranger. And after, you know, this was, as we saw in that last game, you can see exactly why. And he's very, very happy to play it here.
Looks like it will be 3 runes again for Boom, just like they did last time. And the one difference is it will be a Earthshaker with a Timbersaw this time around, rather than that Wind Ranger being able to lane with him for now. So it could perhaps make the Timbers lane a little bit weaker, make it a little bit harder for Amar to play. But overall, I think every time I've seen Amar play Timbersaw, he does not really actually have a tough time no matter what lane he's against. So let's see how it all goes. 5-position Coddle also, something I feel like we haven't seen too often. It's been mostly played as that mid position a couple of forward games, but not too many teams are putting it back as the 5. Even though it has, I still think Chakra is just an insane ability with 90% of core heroes.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like with CK, it's amazing. CK can sometimes lack mana sometimes in fights, but now you have double stuns, double reality rift in some of these fights. It's pretty awesome. The stun, of course, it doesn't like fully refresh it, but close enough in a lot of situations. So let's see how this all goes. Tims versus Seb, a really fun matchup. The Rubik versus the Wind Ranger just trading. Fade Bolt versus Windrun.
And we'll get his courier hit.
Oh, Tims. He's got to give respect. They traded, I mean, it was the same thing that we saw last time. It was actually Tims and Taiga just constantly trading and leaving a 1v1 for the 2 cores. This time around it's Seb and Tims.
As you say, we'll be interested to see what Uragi can do this game on the Morph. Not the most popular of carries right now.
Seb. Taking quite a bit of damage. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what it is. Because we've seen, what, I think only not that many Morphlings. I know we had one with Pakaz where he played very comfortably on it. Dominated that game. But besides that, not too much. Yopaj.
Oh, he's doing very
really
well.
Bringing it in the mid lane right now. 12 CS.
Doubling the CS pretty much of BZM on the first few waves.
He hasn't missed a single creep yet.
Oh, so I want to see if he can keep that up.
That's always what I look at.
Let's have a look. I mean, could he keep it flawless? He's going to head for the 2-minute rune, so he'll get at least one of them denied.
Maybe the Remnant hits it. Aww. So he won't get perfect CS. But also BZM keeping up right there with him, 10-1.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'll see on the side lanes, it is just Uragi that's having the tougher time.
Seb will, so looking at top, we do see that Seb has the pull open. So he's actually going to get a pull off, pretty significant to be able to keep that XP advantage. Bottom, there is no pull available. Did see Taiga block that one out. And they'll be able to pull side as well, so OG getting pulls on both side lanes. But we are seeing, at least for the first few waves, Boom slightly ahead for now.
And do you imagine with the draft this game, is it going to be much of a different approach for each side compared to what we saw them go for in game 1?
Yeah, I mean,
what's the big change-ups?
It's like there's no Pugna this time around, so I feel like there's just such a big difference of how damage is going to be dealt. It really changes the entirety of how the game is going to be played. So I think overall, Boom will still look to be taking a lot of these fights with their draft, since they do have that Mars, that Storm Spirit, that really fast-paced style. Well, I think OG, it's a bit more of a farm-heavy one. Whenever you see Morphling, it's going to take a little bit more time for this lineup to round up. So eyes on BZM to be the active one this game, since it's really him and the 2 supports to set the tempo of this game on the side of OG. Seb?
Was able to get the Wind Run off in time, but now it comes to an end. Seb, he's in trouble. He'll put the Fairy Fire. Won't save him. Tims. First blood. He zaps him down with a Fade Bolt.
Yeah. He'll get that one. Always important for Rubik's, I think, actually to get, really to get first bloods. Getting boots is really important this hero. Early arcane boots is a dream. So I'm always happy when I see Rubik's get first blood.
It is definitely, as I say, proving to be the more difficult of the side lanes here. Iragi having that slower start.
We are seeing the already quick movement from mid. The Earthshaker sometimes causes this to happen. Taiga making his move toward mid. Scam even. I mean, they even bring a third hero, so Boom bringing 2 of the supports to guarantee this. And we saw this more from Boom when I was casting Gaming Without Borders. They would double-checking runes, even the water runes, early on every single game. Some teams doing it more just about the power rune, but definitely seeing Boom doing it a lot around those early 2- and 4-minute runes even.
Still keeping that extra backup around the mid. Taiga.
It's a cool move, because if Taiga goes mid, it kind of forces one of the supports to move, and then it puts Amar into 1v1 versus CK. So I think Amar, OG, very happy when they cause those type of rotations to happen from just an Earthshaker fissuring the mid lane.
Sure, because on the bottom, even with the Chakra, I mean, is there any chance for these 2 to really kill the Timber? Or at this stage, 3 points from reactive,
Never.
He's invincible.
Yeah, he's invincible down here. And he will be able to apply a lot more pressure than in the last game when he was versus a Monkey King. This one, I feel like he can actually go for forcing Jackie out of the lane. As soon as he hits 6 on Timbersaw, it can definitely get hard for the CK. As yeah, mid. Because of those rotations, even just because of a Shaker constantly sitting around there, it's going to force Yopaj back to base. And he was about to already hit 6. Alright, I think we're going to be seeing, this is like an old school thing that we're seeing, really. The Earthshaker being moved around mid lane, looking to really punish that early movements. And Puck's going to hit 6, and I think they're going to look to make a move around the 6-minute power rune with that onto Yopaj.
Let's see if they can catch him in the coil. Yopaj is actually going to try and trade some damage in onto BZM.
Okay. He has the full bottle, so he wants to utilize some of that mana, put some pressure onto BZM for now.
And try and get this wave pushed up, so there's more chance of him getting freely over towards the power rune.
Get some tower pressure too if he has the full wave cleared, catapult hitting tower when they go check. Let's see who's gonna get it.
Top or bottom? Top would be for Boom, bottom would be for OG. It's gonna be bottom. BZM. Well up that regen. As bottom Amar that's a lot of damage onto Jackie. Jackie having to rift his way back over towards the creep wave, trying to heal up here.
He's still in trouble.
And Amar, he might just get this. He does. Amar, an easy solo kill here for the Timber Swords. Jackie's left alone. And he can't deal with Amar dancing around him.
Not only do they not get the rune with the checking of the 2 supports, they also lose their carry. Scam. I don't know if there's much that he can really do to prevent Amar from even doing that, to be quite honest with you. So just really trying to help us mid. And this is going to be a Timbersaw who's into a CK Mars core. He's going to have absolute free control of this game. They're going to have to try to slow him down somehow. Yopaj is making the move.
They're bringing TPs in, but Amar, he's already out into the trees, and he's not an easy kill to get.
Already 10, 12 stacks.
Let's see if they have any sort of burst to take him out. And put the stick charges. Amar will get the CHAKRAM out. He's doing a lot of damage in return. They're still trying to get him. They'll get the stun onto him, and they will take him down.
BZM's coming. Might be able to catch Jackie.
See if Tiger is going to be there with a follow-up stun if necessary. Dream Coil to start things off. Can they save their CK? They're going to zip forward here with Yopaj. Grab back onto Tiger. The blast from Scam will finish him off. So another kill here for the Coil.
But they lose Jackie again. It's a painful death, 2 back-to-back. And Yopaj being forced to make moves early on is definitely going to hurt his net worth overall. We do see Tims at least take that mid lane. But OG getting a lot out of the map in these early moves in top.
He tries his hand there. FBZ goes for the combo, but of course very hard to to catch him Morphling by surprise. Yuragi already had the shift going.
Huge early start for OG. Yeah, they can just, because of the way that they drafted these two side lanes in particular, they can just now be, they can just break the lanes, right? They don't have to play normal lanes.
I mean, Amar's going to go wherever he wants now.
And the rune spawns bottom as well. Yopaj getting a bit unlucky really this game. Both runes spawning away from him. BZM now with the DD. Coil up in 15.
They could look to make another move around the mid if he wants.
Jackie's only level 5. He could get brought down. When Coil's back up, Jackie, just be very careful how he steps up again.
Yopaj. He's got a lovely stack here to clean up. We'll see on his build. He wants to go for the fighting here. He has the Orchid queued up.
It is a really good Orchid game versus both the Puck and Morphling, so can definitely see why he's tempted to go for it. Schem, already an early level 6 on the Coddle. Might just be able to force this wave out and not allow the OG to actually take advantage of the pressure they've been able to put down here. Schem might just be able to stop this push.
That's the perfect sort of hero to try and alleviate some of that early tier 1 pressure.
And he's going to find the D-ward behind the tower. Nicely done. He did have the ward watching Seb placing it, of course. But yeah, really important for this Coddle to get these type of early levels. I mean, level 6 and he's got Tranquil Boots and 800 gold. Feels like he's going to be the 4th position this game.
And the 4th position, he's catching up to his 2. I mean, he's only
he
a couple
really
only a couple of hundred gold behind his mid.
They're really looking to dive him. OG does not want this Coddle to just stay down here, being able to do this as top. BZM with the DD.
He's going to try and go for the Rubik. And they'll get him. Tim's caught in the shackle. Nice, the coil effectively tanked there by Tims. Was able to also deny the bounty rune on his way out.
Oh, nicely done.
Back down bottom. I mean, Amar knows himself, as powerful as the Timber is, he doesn't want to go wasting time diving the Coddle at this stage. It's going to be too tricky of a kill, and opportunities for TPs in will be there.
When he has Hood, he can go for the full dive. I think pre-Hood, diving, the Storm can TP in, the Mars can TP in. You can probably die to all the magic damage, but when he has Hood, fully can commit. Rotation's coming out.
10-minute power rune. Who's he going to go?
Oh! Top again.
OG.
Oh! FBZ.
He's got the Waning Rift to jump in. So once again, the power rune.
Oh, but look at this. Find themselves a juicy one. Yopaj may not get the rune, but he'll get the full cleanup.
I mean, this is very nice for him, as we saw on the net worth. He is the lowest of the cores right now. So these stacks really helping to pick him back into the game.
And although he's had a bit of unluckiness around the runes, he's got a Coddle on his team. So he's full mana anyway. He's getting chakred. It's also an over-leveled Coddle. As we see bottom, Amar with that Hood. Is it enough?
Oh,
just is.
He's going to be happy with that one. Schem was rather annoying down there, holding the defense on the tower. Amar takes him out.
And Schem was over-leveled. So Amar up to level 10.5 now off that kill.
I'm going to try and do something about it, but as you say, he has the Hood. So he's very tanky. The Arena will come down with the spear combo, stolen chain as well. Going to burst him low. They'll catch him. And they will bring him down despite the Hood. They have enough there with the 3 of them.
Does take all 3. And now Jackie left alone in mid, a shackle.
That's going to latch. And quite the angle there as well. Clips over towards the trees. TP coming in from Tims to try and help Jackie out. Jackie will be able to pop the stick. Turn with a stun, but he still goes down. Seb finishes him off.
A big steal, though, for future situations. The Fissure is going to be there for Tims. With Coddle Blast, Fissure, Fade Bolt, they have high kill potential on almost anybody.
Ochi's got to be a little careful. They did also bring Yuragi over to this area.
He's got to be a little cautious.
He's not quite in a position where he's ready to fight, only walking around with a mask and a Bassi.
But all 3 cores, top of the bar there for OG.
We'll see this again. Quite the shackle it.
What did it latch like to the back
Look
one?
at that angle there.
Yeah.
Get a sort of a bit of a curved shot coming in from Seb.
He's doing a great job. And yeah, we'll definitely have to point out that Fissure upcoming soon, because that could really catch out BZM a couple times too. As another rune, but he does get stunned.
Look at the opening. Ooh, but he's able to jump out. They weren't able to keep him completely locked down.
Oh, that was beautiful Waning Rift, just to pull himself away. He would have most likely died to that spear.
And we're seeing all of OG's cores at the moment at that top spot, especially impressive considering the slow start Yuragi did have with the lane that Boom put against him. He's up there in the top 3 with the rest of his teammates.
Boom has to somehow try to set themselves up to get some tower pressure is one concern upcoming soon. Because bottom, they're going to lose that tower naturally to the Timber. So gotta have to look for some type of trade, but it's not easy with their heroes to go for any tower pushes. OG has amazing ways to fight around towers and just to spam with the Earthshaker, with the Wind Ranger and Puck. So it looks like they're grouping up top. I think that's what they're trying to do here, just get some type of hits on it. But OG making moves around. It can also react. Amar has his TP available, so he might look to just set up for that top tower himself.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think Amar also farmed a pretty big ancient stack just now that Seb had been preparing. See him up to 6,600 net worth.
It looks like they're going to let this one go.
They're going to trade it. Yuragi's going to take the bottom one. They're going to let top drop. I thought they might rotate Amar up there, but I guess he's afraid of just too many rotations. But mid, Tims.
And they've got the arena. Quick catch from Tims. Buys time for FBZ to swing over and take down Tiger.
Yeah,
they've smoked up on OG with the two of them, Seb and BZM. Looking to try and catch out the two top. Don't get the coil. Have they got enough damage, though? The shackles will latch here between the two of them, but it's actually Boom that's ready to go. They'll jump back towards BZM. The spear pushing him back. BZM, he's the one that gets taken down. Boom, more than ready and more than happy there for OG to walk into them. As bit of an awkward move, really, there from the two of them, BZM and Seb.
You see BZM instantly ping the Rubik. He's like, oh my god, this fissure is really being problematic. It's gonna disappear in about like 10, 12 seconds or so, it looks like. So OG won't have to worry about that one soon, but yeah, that's been doing work, really. Onto mid tower. 10 seconds for the puck, and Coil won't be up when he is up either.
Now we're seeing from Mar, 7k net worth. Very close to having Yules complete, so that on top of the hood.
He'll be pretty unkillable.
He had a fantastic game one. So far, the beginning, if anything, even better than the start that he had in that first game.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he's gonna be a real force to be reckoned with because he has that strength matchup versus the CK. That's why you see his maxed Whirling Death too. They will be strong, and they try to actually go for this gank onto Taiga top because they, when you see an Earthshaker doing this, you're like, okay, they're starting to give him a lane. They're trying to get him that priority for that blink or shard if he wants to go for something like that. So tried to set up, but OG, they immediately rotate over and push them away.
And do you think sort of understandable here from Yopaj? We saw at the start he had the intention of wanting to get that Orchid build online, but he feels pressure to just go for the more common just BKB rush that we're seeing for Storms.
It's just a better item this game. He's versus Puck and Earthshaker. Might as well just, this is just the natural build that you go now. Lets you commit onto these heroes, not having to worry about anything.
And he's going to have that sort of just aggressive potential enabled by the fact that he has pretty much infinite mana from the Coil. Mid lane, gonna try and jump the Timber here, but Amar,
he's got the Yules.
He's up in the air with the Yules. They do still get the lift up onto BZM. BZM's going to turn Fisher there out on towards FBC. They've brought down the Mars. As Amar pulled in again, the shackle catching on the Coil on towards the Siege Creep. Tiger walks in for the slam. Takes him out. As OG, they've found the two, and they'll be able to push on here themselves towards the tower. Yuragi also once again joining the action.
Not the target to go for. They try to take out Amar, but fresh Yules, he's got the hood. Way too survivable.
Yeah, he's absolutely at that point where they almost have to ignore him.
Yeah, and it's also, the important thing is too, the spear doesn't latch to the Mars arena. It latches to the tower, so a lot less damage that he actually is taking as well too. But a great Yules dodges out a significant amount of damage coming in from the Coddle.
As we saw, Tiger is able to easily walk over and put things to an end there with a good slam onto the two of them.
And he's gotten the Shard, so same thing that he did last time that we saw him play yesterday, Shard, and he's just going to be going into Wraith Pact, so more playing like a 5-position Earthshaker.
And of course, both supports trying to get their Wraith Pact online as soon as they can, Skem.
Of course.
They'll be farming it here for Boom.
The Wraith Pact Major. I believe we're going to start calling it pretty fast. BZM around top. They see Jackie pretty far up. He's got no backup. Jackie knows too. I think he just got a glimpse of him for a quick second.
Dire are scanning.
2k lead, OG. They're just they're able to just sit back and farm. This is an excellent situation for Yuragi. He's gonna have Manta done, and now he can actually look to get involved in fights too.
I mean, we've seen already, he really wants to join the action.
Yeah.
It's never like he's farming miles away from the rest of his team. He's always there at the side of the fights. And And indeed, once he has this done, he's going to be very much ready to get stuck in himself.
And it's easier for him to fight than the CK. Taiga just gets the fissure.
Let's see if they can finish off the Rubik quickly, Tims. They'll try and turn, but the waveform forwards there from Yuragi. Tims goes down, FBZ will catch Seb off to the side, but Seb's got backup. Amar heads straight in, Seb, looking to back off to the side. They turn, the Dream Coil, the Shackle, it's out onto the two of them. As Yopaj gets burst, so does FBZ here. As I mean, that's the dream there for Yuragi. He's been desperate for the action, and now he finds it. OG, they set the fight up perfectly for their carry to pick up a triple.
And still looking for more. Pig pulls.
Oh, Invis room.
Oh.
Hey, there you go. You know, for all the luck OG's been having with the power rooms finally, Boom get a bit of a break themselves there. Skem's allowed to live.
Seb survives because the Yules play from Amar, which leads to Shackles and backup plays. OG, they're starting to get a commanding lead in this
It's looking
game.
scary for Boom. This is Yuragi and Amar, top 2 net worth. Yeah. They're massive.
And it's not an easy game for the CK to play aggressive into this Timber stuff because of how big he is.
He's got another catch on the side here. Skem goes down. Jackie and Tims, they've got to be careful, Seb. And the rest of the squad ready to fight.
The jump.
They try and get the catch, but again, Amar, not really the target they can take down, and he's out with the Timber Chain. The arena won't even trap him.
Uh-oh. Things are really falling apart for Boom. And the way to get back in the game is difficult because of the Timber, as I was mentioning. The CK, he has this really hard matchup until he has BKB to join ever versus this OG lineup. The Morphling can just fight at all times now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Seeing Yuragi also, I've seen him do this a lot in games. Keeping the Aquila for when he's farming, and then when he looks for fights, he swaps in the Grove Bow. Some cool little things to point out. We've been seeing from a lot of players. Doubling up on neutral items.
There's a great building damage done by him as well, Yuragi. Yep. Bottom lane, FBZ. The tower should be fine. But OG just sweeping up and down Boom's half of the map. That's causing Boom to really struggle to find spaces to get the farm they need on all 3 of their cores.
Yeah, I'm really worried to see when the CK is going to feel like he can get into this game. Because it's not even just the Timbersaw, as we mentioned. He is playing into a Morphling. That high armor carry can always do really well versus CK.
And the Shaker,
and the Shaker.
Yeah.
Into Puck. There's a lot of different elements he has to be worried about. Mid.
Got the coil. That Gale Force as well, allowing them to set off the stun. FBZ will turn with a spear, but he goes down. Tiger drops the slam to finish him off. Jackie will get him with the Chaos Bolt, gets the kill on the Shaker in return. Yopaj jumping forward for Seb. Boom. They found a couple of kills this time. See if they can get anything more out of this. They look over towards Amar. Jackie popping the Phantasm. Do they have enough damage to bring down this Timber? Amar's pretty low at the moment.
Dodges the stun.
See what more he can offer. Here's Amar. Tries to Timber Chain out to the side, but they've got him. Boom. 3 kills here. Finally able to punch back against OG. Getting that huge one at the end, bringing down Amar.
A little bit of an overextension from OG, going for these kills. And boom, we do see Jackie finally be able to do something, right? Getting involved into this one. They had to commit a lot to finish off the Mars. I think the Kato Blast healed him just over the top. That Taiga had to commit an Echo to finish him, so didn't have it for the further chase out of the fight. And now we see Tims has a Spirit Vessel. A really good pickup, actually, this game versus the Timber and the Morphling.
And Boom, showing they absolutely can still find these opportunities to kick back at OG after OG have maintained pretty good control of this early to mid game. But now at this stage, Boom, and with the BKB on Yopaj, he's going to be able to have a real solid presence in this team fight that OG have been trying to bring towards them.
And his power level is about to kick in 3 minutes as well, too. Those triple nulls, as we love so much, will become that much stronger.
Radiant are scanning.
Still tough, I would say, for Boom. They still have to play these fights pretty perfectly. As FBZ's the ones caught.
Jump the coil. BZ trying to back off. The Gale Force keeping him held in position. BZM jumps forward with Yuragi. They'll burst through the Mars with ease. The Shackle Seb. He's caught Yopaj. Anything else to offer up? No. BKB's there from Yopaj. He's ready to turn. He wants to get Seb. Goes over towards the Wind Ranger. They'll take him down. Jackie also committing with the BKB to look for more. But BZM, he'll find his second kill as he jumps forward for Skem. Jackie tries to turn towards Amar. The Shackle will hold back with Yuragi.
The BKB to just run away, though. First showing of it, and Jackie can't actually commit to go for any type of kill.
Yeah, that time round, Boom not quite able to bring the damage together as they did so in that last fight closer to the river. They only got the one in return for losing both FBZ.
And really seeing just the power over and over again of this Gale Force. FBZ's just stuck. He's in between a fissure and a wall, and he's just completely wedged there from the wind. Unable to escape.
A good combination of synergies this time with that Gale Force, as you said, being trapped in an awkward position by the fissure, or being pushed into situations where the likelihood of snapping that Dream Coil rises.
I mean, look at him. Like, what can you do? He's just totally trapped. And also seeing that Takakh did switch up his build. He found the our favorite item, Big Boy Philly, Philosopher's Stone. Already has his Blink Dagger finished up. So now they're going to have further forms of initiation and easier ways to keep this CK locked down. Up to a 5k gold lead. And the Scotty soon on the menu for Morphling, for Yuragi.
Kaya Sanjon Amar.
Oh man, these Phantasm is never going to exist this game, that's for sure.
Boom. I've got Yopaj closing in on his next big purchase. He wants the Ags. Blink on Seb, though. They've got to be prepared for this win range of getting crazy angles. As Seb was last game with his Blink Shackles that really caused issues for Boom's cause.
3 different forms of initiation and counter-initiation now for OG, and they have an Amar, right? The Timbersaw that can just run into the fights and tank 90% of the spells, while still on the side of Boom it can be a little hard. The Storm has to be the one to really dictate full initiation. FBZ can, but he'll probably die right after he initiates. There's no BKB.
And they've got to watch out for this as well. Takakh putting the Wraith Pack purchase on hold and getting that Blink Dagger, of course. So we are going to see him have that chance for the big slams.
FBZ, off the mark.
How do you get the controller onto Jackie? Shackle won't latch, but the Dream Coil will. It's slammed down. We'll see Amar go straight towards FBZ. FBZ tries to rub, but Taika's in with a slam. Takes out the Mars. It loses life for it in return. 1-for-1 right now. Yopaj with the BKB using his time and to try and control Seb, but Boom, they've got to back off.
Jackie's on full retreat. He used BKB and Phantasm already.
I mean, they're trying to chase him up. Won't quite be able to latch the chain, so Boom be able to get the majority of them out of there. That's Tims. He's the one to fall. He's actually going to buy back here, Tims.
Okay.
If they can try and punish OG underneath the tier 2 tower. As Amar, he's caught by the stuns, ticking down to the Spirit Vessel. He'll fall. Boom. They will manage to make OG pay a little bit for that dive.
Much needed hit back to slow down this Timber.
I mean, with Timber gone for a minute, can they go for the Roche?
They might be able to. There's no ult on the Shaker. Puck cooldown as well. I think they might be able to commit into it. They're going to get vision down. It's also 25 minutes, so Knowles are online.
Okay.
Looking for perhaps a catch.
Yuragi in the trees.
Taiga's also looking for a catch himself. He saw FBZ top. Yuragi.
Just going to try and play around with him.
His Mantis cooldown.
10 seconds. Jump 4 from BZM. Got to be careful getting close to the CK. Jackie tries to get the catch on him. FBZ, in fact, even looking to see if he could trap Tiger there to the side, but Tiger's out with the blink. And Boom have managed to push OG away from the pit, but 15 seconds, not too long now until Amar's back in. And with that in mind, Boom, they can't go for a Roche play quite yet.
OG thinks they're doing it. They're checking. They're pinging it.
They are still around. FBZ. They've found him at the side. FBZ, he'll turn, he'll get the arena off, he'll try and run, but the damage is done by Yuragi. Yopaj committing him with the BKB, jumps forward to look towards Tiger. Jackie will pull him back, get the kill done, but now the Gale Force burn them back. The Dream Coil is caught the 3 of them. BZM traps them and allows Amar to swing across, cut them down with the CHAKRAM. 4 dead on Boom.
Stab again and again and again, right? Gale Force into 2-man shackle there. First team to catch up.
I mean, they're looking for the team wipe here, running down the Rubik. Tims, the last one left alive. Yuragi shoots him down, triple kill.
He's completely out of control. An unaddressed Morphling in the draft who now has free farm into 8-0-5, level 21 on him too.
I mean, they get the perfect way to start the fight here, finding FBZ, forcing him to react immediately with the arena, not getting the chance to have the fight.
And look at Jackie, he's just dead 100-0. Oh my god.
I mean, and yeah, Seb making these sort of the Gale Forces, the shackles look just completely broken. They're just controlled by it every single time. Back in action, OG, they'll get the Roshan Aegis into the hands of Yuragi, now sitting at the top net worth by quite some bit here. This Morphling, very, very farmed. 8-0-5, Yuragi having a perfect game.
Yeah, he's completely out of control. It's pretty much impossible for them to really kill him unless they fully isolate him now. They will not, even with the full control, he will most likely survive. That is Gonna prove to make things really difficult for them in these upcoming moments. 12k lead, playing into Aegis. OG ults are back online, winning the last fight even without some of those ultimates.
Do still have solid timings hit by Boom. Yopaj, fastest stacks that we've seen hit.
It's all good timings. It's just his CK just can't play the game easily because he can't Phantasm ever. It's always just going to be fully cleared, and he only has that 7-second window to be able to burst down everybody. And the heroes of OG are not easy to kill, as we've seen. The Timber, the Puck, the Morphling, not only tanky but elusive.
Yeah, Yopaj has to get some huge multi-man vortexes.
FBZ also, he's got his BKB done, but it feels like they need like a multi-man vortex into a multi-man spear into everything colliding on top. And also, has to be a big steal from Tims. I'm starting to feel the lack of impact from this Rubik. Even though he has the Vessel, which is going to be useful, it's tough for him to always get a good spell.
I mean, what is sort of the good spells you're looking for here, really?
Fissure and Chakram.
Fissure. Okay.
Mostly Fissure. The Coil could be decent too, actually. But
and BZM. We'll get the Coil out onto the two of them. FBZ tries for the setup, but already out with a phase shift. Yopaj jumps over towards him. They get the telekinesis, and they've got him. They've taken him out. Can they go for more here? Boom, boom. Off to the side. Skem. He's been dealt with by Amar. OG still showing they're happy to fight 4 versus 4. And the Shackle opening onto FBZ, but they don't quite have Yuragi right by them.
And Yuragi has a full Satanic, as if he wasn't already unkillable enough. OG does hesitate a moment until he's closer. Amar also continuing to be massive, as we've said.
I mean, Boom's still looking for some action up here. FBZ in the trees.
That's not the one you want to go for.
Jumping Amar just seems so impossible, especially when you don't quite know where the rest of OG are.
Yeah, you don't know what follow-up's going to come in. A Gale Force into an Echo. As they're on the hunt, they do see them, though. That ward in the mid lane. It does see Seb and Yuragi setting up in this area. So Boom is aware.
Can they try and jump?
Oh, they see Taiga.
They're gonna go for it. Ooh, but they can't quite get him in time. Taiga. Able to react.
The ward that they have placed in mid spotted it. It's gonna get dewarded.
Seb. He's gonna get in, but FBZ was able to put the BKB. He'll go straight for Taiga with the lockdown in the arena. They'll take out the Shaker. BZM will be back up in a second. Of course, Tier 1 tower is still up in the mid, so OG will get the puck back over to them very, very quickly.
DD bottom in the bottle for Yuragi. And he's still the one that's just completely unaddressed. They're getting a couple of these kills on BZM, finding Taiga, but they're never able to find Yuragi.
They can't kill this morph.
They really can't. Yopaj's level 20. Bit more control. That 0.4 for his Vortex. They see top right now. The ward from OG is spotting the CK as well as the Rubik.
Radiant are scanning.
And in terms of the team's Wraith packs, what do we have? We have it done on the scam. For OG, they've shifted up some of the priority. Seb's trying to get it online for them. Still a fair bit of gold short, though. 1,200 or so until it's there. OG.
They know they're still set up with just 2 heroes top.
They are split here, Boom.
Amar just keeps playing on the bottom side because now with BKB he's pretty invulnerable. And like we said, they saw the 2 heroes top with that ward before. Looking to find a catch, but Boom seems aware of themselves.
They've got this ward down behind the tower. Seb's planted.
Good awareness from Boom.
Yeah, Boom. They know that it's highly likely that any sort of walk back down this lane would have ended in death.
They fully check the tree line anyway, really knowing that somebody was playing around the area. TP's bottom, Amar.
I mean, Amar's just TPing into the team of Boom here.
No fear.
He really doesn't have any. I mean, understandably so with the BKB done.
Pretty decent steal. CHAKRAM is taken for Tims now.
Oh, big zip here over towards the mid. There's Yopaj. He's caught Seb.
The spear misses.
Oh, it's going to miss. Let's see if they can still go for... Oh, he's put the BKB as well. He really wanted Seb, Yopaj. They don't get him.
And now the back line.
I mean, Jackie's just getting beaten down through the BKB there, down to the right clicks of Yuragi. He's got to run. He'll pop the Phantasm, but that's Jackie down for 75 seconds.
Fissure does get stolen for Tims.
OG's just popping up into the base. What? That's a good spear. Vessel down as well. Vortex control, Yopaj. Trying to burst through him. Oh, they've taken him out. Amar punished for as deep as he went there in that situation. Up towards and up past the tier 3s. He goes down.
Gem, who ended up getting it?
Radiant structures are fortified.
Tim's has pinged it somewhere.
Looking for it. Okay, looks like FPZ got it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Boom.
They strike back a little.
Quite the loss there, losing their carry, but being able to take down a mob. We'll see again in the mid. Not quite catching him. It's always tricky around those positions where you're playing high ground to low ground. Trying to get that angle right.
Now they're on Seb.
This time round, they won't miss the opportunity. Seb goes down.
And they will still have this stolen fissure for quite some time. Tims, this could be the thing that they need to be able to catch Yuragi, perhaps. It's still a tall order, still a tough task for them to really bring him down, but this gives them a small window, perhaps.
I mean, and when they do, he's probably going to be worth quite a bit of money.
He sure will be. 8-0 and 6. Now he has a BKB of his own, so it's still hard, but perhaps. But still, just for Jackie, as we said, the game is just so damn hard for this team.
In the mid. Ooh. Not quite able to get that angle there for the spear into the fissure.
FPZ dropping low.
See how much more Boom can stick around for. On the mid, they have the Orchid done on Jackie, so an extra bit of a silence to throw into the mix.
Every little thing is going to matter here. It's a very uphill battle for them to try to take out this Morphling Ever.
Oh, Namar's got his full Lotus all complete, so another item. That's going to make him very, very hard to go on, and almost certainly will save him in those situations where he finds himself diving towers. We'll have that extra opportunity to remove the Vessel.
Exactly, the Vessel and the Solar Bind, another one that's been tripping up a little bit.
Yeah. Having those, 3 dispels to work with. Perfect here against Boom's lineup.
And now they're hunting. Everybody up on OG. They know how much stronger they are.
It's Boom. Oh, the fissure out. And he's going to get jumped onto the side. FPC just gets caught immediately. He's gone.
He jumped in. He was trying to initiate himself and just gets instantly disabled.
He met a bit of a nasty surprise there with OG waiting for him on the high ground. Scam also taken down there as he's trapped by the coil.
And I believe that was the gem too, right? They didn't pick it up yet, but it's on the ground.
They see it.
Game continuing to be incredibly difficult for the side of Boom. Now a Wraith Pact picked up for Seb.
We'll see it again here.
He jumped in as they jumped, so he got caught by the stun. It was a bit of an unfortunate timing, really, for FBZ.
A very rough fight there for Boom as they'll fall further behind, now down 19k against OG. Yuragi's morph getting further and further out of control. Level 25.
Ooh, that win probability is looking kind of how we expect it to be at this point in the game. 95-5 right now. OG looking like they have a pretty straight shot to finish this one. Now I don't know how you can. Now they couldn't kill the Morphling before, and then him hitting 25. It's actually just impossible now.
And taking the sort of, as we can see there, the much less picked talent.
The way better talent.
But the one that's going to really add to the fact that he just won't die. Even if they do catch him in that instant opening, as you said, sort of from these heroes like the telekinesis from Rubik.
I'm glad that our overlay says the 2 waveform charges, because for me it says 65 waveform charges, by the way. So
65?
Yeah, Tim,
no wonder everybody's picking that one.
It's the S value. Mine says 65. It changes. I know it's a bug, but it's just funny. As Tims gets caught out again. And Boom, just getting stuck in their base now. I love those S value ones that we've been getting. a couple abilities, couple of their talents get a little wacky sometimes. FBZ.
And tries his luck there, catching BZM.
Oh, BZM. He's got the A on disc. He's gonna disassemble. And he should be okay.
Have they got any further jump to chase him down here? I mean, they're gonna give it a shot here. Yopaz using his entire mana pool to try and close in on him, but wasn't quite able to close the gap completely.
And they're getting Roche out of this. Space. And I should say he reassembled his Aeon disc because he had it locked and disassembled.
And now this Morph's got an Aegis. Yuragi.
Also has the shard, I believe, that he picked up from the Roche too. Nothing too massive, but it is a lot of damage when you are this far ahead as a Morphling. The double multi-shot, adaptive strikes can be pretty potent. And on to high ground. Yuragi's feeling strong enough.
He certainly is. They really have proved this game, OG, that this Morph was the perfect pick. Yuragi's played it to perfection.
Wraith Pact versus Wraith Pact. Look at them go.
Tower's going down. Boom. They've got to do something. They'll smoke up to try and get favorable positioning. They'll look for the jump. With the Vortex onto the two of them, they're going to try and take out the Shaker. They'll do so. Tiger's gone.
He was really far up on Taiga there. Alright, that's going to stop the push for now. Surprised how far he really was. He was like right in front of the base. BZM still lingering around, potentially attempting a jump, but not quite able to. Also to point out, he did hit 25 now on BZM too.
Okay.
So a huge talent picked up, of course. That Dream Coil pierces immunity. It's going to prove to be extremely problematic for the Storm in particular. Him and the CK will have a really hard time as if they haven't already in this game. Poor Jackie.
OG, of course, even with
this TP's bottom. The ward, it spotted Yopaj for a second.
He's going to get caught by the coil. His own BKB still on cooldown. Shackles there from Seb. That's Yopaj gone.
Didn't even matter if he had the BKB because the coil
would have still been stuck. He may be forced to use the buyback. Tiger's back in 5 seconds. The rest of OG still standing outside the base. They'll try and lead in on Yuragi, but a quick Manta removing that Bloodthorn. Yuragi, now step back still for now. Tiger TPing over to the outpost. He'll make his way over to join the rest of the squad.
FBZ was trapped by the Wraith Pact actually from his teammate for a second there. Had to phase away. Jackie.
Trying to poke at the CK, see if they can get any of these BKB charges out.
Yuragi killed the Wraith Pact, so he actually does damage to the racks now.
I mean, they're just diving in. Omar, he's feeling hungry as well to dive for these heroes.
Look at the damage.
And he's going to look to cut across towards Tim's. That's Tim's gone. And now with the jump the slam, they managed to catch out 2 more. 3 buybacks now coming out for Boom. The arena's down. See if they can turn this. Good burst onto Tiger. Both Tiger and Yuragi falling low. They're taking out Tiger. They're taking out the Aegis. Boom. Can they set up for a second kill attempt onto Yuragi? Yuragi, he's out with the waveform. Shackle for Seb. He's caught the 2 of them. Jackie and FBC falling low. Yopaj. It's a 4-man. Vortex there coming in. They've got the stun lockdown. Have they got the burst from Yuragi? They're trying to kill this Molten, but they can't. He pops the BKB. He's got the lifesteal. Goes straight over towards FBZ. FBZ trying to back off. Yopaj, he's got just enough mana to zip back to the fountain, but they've lost Jackie. It's a dieback for the CK.
Again and again, another 2-man shackle. This time catches Jackie and he gets cleaned up. 4-man Vortex still can't commit onto a kill. Yuragi.
Oh.
Too strong.
He's diving. And again,
another shackle.
It's another one.
And they're gone.
And he's locked them down, taken them out. They've got a buyback on the call. But now,
the base.
Tim's and Jackie out of the game. No buybacks for them. OG. They're looking to close it up. Yopaj will go in with a further zip, but he's caught by the silence. He's able to ball lightning out. This Gale Force pushing him all over the place. We'll see Yuragi jump in, turn into the Mars, try and use his spear against the Dream Coil. It's caught the 3 of them. FBZ trying to get back towards the fountain, but he can't escape OG. As Yuragi, he'll look to continue closing up the game. BZM will get taken down. FBZ's got the buyback. Boom. Can they take anything else away from OG? Amar, also very, very low off to the side, but Yuragi,
the tier 4s.
He's just trying to close it up. He's going for the game. It's tier 4 going down. Yopaj again, another zip. He gets the Vortex catch onto Amar. Amar, incredibly low.
Yuragi's just going for the end.
He is. He's hitting on the engineer with the illusions. They take down Yopaj. GG is called. OG will take game 2. And with that, the series, it's theirs 2-0. As they'll knock down and out Boom.
And it really felt like they never let Jackie have a game from start to finish. The Timber saw it. We had a feeling it could happen.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you. Thank you po, thank you. GG. GG boys. That's all for today's video.